This is the 2026 AFL Community Series on AFL Nation. Thanks to Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts.
G'day, it's Bharat Sundaresan. Check out the Stumps and Bumps podcast as Eric Bischoff, yes, that Eric Bischoff and I talk all things cricket and wrestling. Subscribe today and listen on the SEN app.
The $1 million shot! How do you like that? Oh my goodness, the superstars rise when the occasion comes.
The 2026 AFL Community Series on AFL Nation. Thanks to Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts.
The Community Series continues. I'm pleased to report from a nice and sunnier location for this second game on a Thursday afternoon. It is the Brisbane Lions up against the Gold Coast Suns. Matthew Cox sitting alongside Adam Cooney for this one. Evening to you, Coons.
Hello, Coxie. Good to be with you. And how good is it to have footy back? Just seems like yesterday that Lachie Neale was banging them home from 50 metres out, sealing the premiership for the Lions, and now we're back watching them play. That last hit out before OR.
40 seconds that took. Before we go any further...
It was a big kick from Lachie.
It was indeed in that grand final, which feels, so long ago now as the season begins to ramp up. We're going to quickly do a HRV update with Bronte Neuenberg. Head to thetrots.com.au for expert harness racing tips and in-depth analysis. Bronte, good evening.
Evening, thanks for having me on.
Oh, it's on this weekend in Victoria.
Well, we did 2 weeks ago see the champion Kiang Zahara take out the Great Southern Star. She won a $500,000 bonus at the same time, but she's back. She's back this weekend at Saturday night in the Just Believe Group 1 Grand Prix. So we're really looking forward to seeing her back. She should just win. She's the highlight of the night, but this is a night where we celebrate the girl horses, the girl women. It's our Team Teal night. There's a lot of trotters and it's action-packed. So Saturday night's an outstanding night of racing. But Friday... tomorrow night, we have our Ararat Cup night. I'll be there. Tim O'Connor will be there, the whole crew. It's going to be a fantastic night. And my own horse, Penny, is actually racing. So if you want to help cheer me on, that will be fantastic. And then on Sunday, we have the Bort Cup. So it's action-packed from Friday to Sunday this week.
Sounds like a very, very busy weekend. Have you been able to identify any winners, apart from your own, of course, for the racing over the weekend?
Look, I'm going to throw my horse Penny, and I have tipped her on top. It's going to be a hard ask from the 40-metre handicap. But other than that, Kilmore race 7, number 4 tonight. Should have bought a boat. That's a tongue twister, but I just think he should be winning tonight. It's a really safe play there. Ararat tomorrow, race 8, number 3, Zanderman. I think this is a star of the future. He won quite a few consecutively, and then he jumped up into the really hard grade, and he was super competitive in the last few weeks. He's back in a good grade now. I think he's too good. And then on Saturday, if you like playing a risk, there's a trotter that has a lot of ability, but he's just a little bit naughty, and that is Crusher Clyde. Race 8, number 8. But they're my 3 best bets for the next 3 days.
Well, 4 if you include your own in and amongst all that. Bronte, enjoy
I need help with.
enjoy the action-packed weekend in front of you.
Thanks, guys.
Head to thetrots.com.au for expert harness racing tips and in-depth analysis from all major Victorian meetings. Bronte Neuenberg joining us there. Righto, Coons, let's zero in on Brighton Homes Arena. It's mid-20s. There's no rain, which is thankful given the issues coming out of the last game. If you're just tuning in this afternoon, Sydney defeating GWS by 38 points in a very waterlogged affair at Henson Park in the Harbour City. But there's a little bit of Sydney that's sprinkled into this game because the Gold Coast Suns, they've wandered out in a Guernsey that is predominantly white. It's got red suns emblazoned across it. It kind of reminds me of the Sydney jumper that is the away jumper.
Yes, Sydney Swans away strip, this one is. It looks exactly the same. I'm not sure what the Gold Coast Suns uniform team or whoever makes those uniforms and those decisions were thinking, because that's already taken, that one. Well, I may as well put the Harbour Bridge on it.
That one's taken. The yellow and blue one's taken by the West Coast Eagles that they rolled out last year. The one that
was in a home and away game.
It was. The one that actually looks half decent, the pink one, they could have rolled that out tonight.
The pink's good. I think the pink's their best away one. They've got a couple of good options, but the blue and yellow West Coast and the white and almost pink that they're rolling with tonight, not a fan of either of those. So an early L for the Suns here.
And it was an early L last week in their match simulation too. 71 points they went down to the Saints by People First Stadium in what was a largely lacklustre affair which prompted Damien Hardwick, from all reports, to just spur his team up a little bit? Is there... we're not going down the path of a little hangover after the success that they generated last year, are we?
Finals win hangover, do you think?
Well...
No, not at all. I think that they will be bigger, better, stronger, faster and more equipped to go at least a couple of steps further this year. You don't take too much notice of pre-season form. What I have been taking notice of is their whole pre-season as a whole. I mean, it has looked impressive from what we've seen. Snippets of, bits and pieces of social media coming out, and how hard they are going. We've seen Damien Hardwick, speak a number of times on Gold Coast Suns Instagram pages and things like that, and he looks pretty committed. He looks pretty confident, and so does this side. Yeah, I mean, you always want to play well, no matter what game you play, no matter what part of the year it is, even if it is your first hit out, you want to get a kick, you want to play well, and you want to start to feel confident leading into the season. So the last thing you want is just a little man to crawl up from the right shoulder up into the brain and just nestle himself in there before the season has even started. So, maybe that there is 1% of that's crept in, but as this rolls on, they've got some stars in this team. Matty Rowe's not even playing tonight. They've got a couple of their other big names out, so which gives opportunity again for kids. And these are the games where you're probably just looking for one or two that you can find from a Gold Coast Suns perspective, and Brisbane Lions. They've got a couple of players coming back from injury. I mean, we haven't seen Coleman play regularly for a couple of years, and there's some kids that want to make their mark on this side as well. So perfect opportunity for those kids to try and stamp their authority and get a game in a couple of weeks' time.
It feels as if with these two sides, everyone's predicting that they're going to be in the top echelon of the ladder. So in the top four vicinity, potentially. There was an opportunity for Gold Coast there at the end of last season, and they let that slip. But it feels as if now, for these two teams, trying to work out where all the pieces of the puzzle join and what forms the team that actually runs out onto the field, because there's so much star power on both lists. How does it all come together? And particularly for the Brisbane Lions, we know they're off-season recruits. Oscar Allen, Sam Draper among the higher profiles, both not playing tonight. Allen suffered concussion in the match simulation last week. I think they're hopeful that he'll play in opening round. And Draper, I think, may be on the fringe, maybe a little bit longer on the sidelines with that setback that he had with his foot about a month ago. But the likes of Kitty Coleman coming back into the team, the likes of Tom Dudo, who we haven't seen yet for the Brisbane Lions since he was recruited across. There are a lot of players that need to either fit back into this team or come into this team, plus all the young talent that's coming through. And it's the same for the Gold Coast Suns when you include Petrarca, Ugle-Hagan. How does that all work?
Well, good headaches to have. You'd rather that than be struggling and scrapping for numbers to fill your midfield at the start of the season. So I guess with Rowe out now for the start, well, I think Petrarca would have started at half forward in this team for the Suns. And they've got a pretty strong forward line, it must be said as well. I think Reed's not playing tonight, so they've gone with Ugle-Hagan and he'll be the hybrid, and then the other talls as well. So they're pretty well stacked in their forward line. They're very strong down there. But I guess Petrarca now with Rowe out just slides into the middle of the ground. And Coleman, I expect him to be good enough to work his way into this team in round one as well. And then we'll just see who impresses tonight. And there might be 3 or 4 spots available for both sides, and whoever takes their opportunities tonight will get picked for the start of the season.
Noah Anderson in his second year as skipper.
The Swans have won the toss.
The Swans have won the toss, and we'll kick to the left-hand side of our broadcast position at Brighton Homes Arena. Just before we get this one underway, Ugle-Hagan, all the noises that he may play opening round. Do you expect, well, I mean, we'll wait and see what he does tonight, but do you expect it to be the case that he just slots straight back in, given all the issues that he's had to deal with for the better part of 18 months?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure what the situation with Ethan Reed is.
He is concussed.
Okay, so I think if he's fit, he may not play at the start of the year. Maybe they try and make him actually earn it and work a little bit harder for it.
The noise around Reed, though, is that he's going to be playing on the wing.
On the wing?
On the wing, which is where he started in the match simulation as well.
Holy heck. Well, he's going to be a headache on the wing. He might be Matthew Richardson from 2008 trying to steal a Brownlow off the eventual winner.
A nice little drive-by from you. You started, this first 9 minutes has been sensational for you. When you came in, you said you were a bit under the weather.
My pre-season form's generally my best. I start to tail off about round 3.
Three, that's generous.
So my first month is okay.
Adam Cooney, the 2008 Brownlow medalist. But he won in front of Matthew Richardson, who's with us tonight on AFL Nation. As we are set to go, it's the Q Clash on a slightly smaller scale for the Community Series. Brisbane and the Gold Coast Suns to get underway. Brisbane, we may mention of the Suns jumper, Brisbane are in their regular strip, which is nice to see. From the opening bounce, it's Brisbane getting their hands on the footy. Noble, though, split the pack, found Anderson on the outside. Miller gives it back to Anderson, 49 out directly in front, puts it through. And just as Brisbane were farming it around to get the clearance, splitting it was Noble, coming off half back, fired it to the skipper, who's gone bang.
Well, that's a perfect start, isn't it? The ball was bobbling around a little bit. Noble came charging in off the line as a half-back, picked it up clean as a whistle, and from there, they were out. Quick hands to Anderson, over the top to Miller, who just saw that as soon as Noble was going to win it, he took off forward. And then Anderson said, well, I'll have the 1-2 here. And no Brisbane player in the back 50 actually came up to meet Noah Anderson. They were all running back, staying with their man, which allowed him to stroll inside 50 and kick a very nice goal. So great start from the Sydney Suns here in the white and pink uniforms.
Is it pink?
Well, it's orange, but it looks pink.
Is it even orange?
It's just a bit of dark.
It is the Sydney colours.
It is red. It's more red than orange.
I don't think you need your eyes tested. You should have done that during the summer too.
I need some testing, there's no doubt about it.
Petrarca was able to slap it out, turned over. Berry tried to send it the other way. Taken late on by Neal to force the stoppage, ball up.
He's a big boy, this Cody Curtin. He's in the ruck at the moment against Witsy. He's 200 centimetres, and we're not allowed to say the player's weights anymore, but he's quite large.
Got it down to McCluggage, found Norris inside 50. Oh, Charlie Cameron dropped what he should have taken, regathered from the boundary line, centering ball for Gallup, who takes an athletic mark. What a start to this game.
What a stretch that was from Gallup. That's Cam Green in the gully, just ball backing away, come thick outside edge, and he just flew back and took it, and now he one step round the body goal.
And kicks his first. Brisbane square the ledger. 1 straight 6 apiece for Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts. And he already had good size on him last year, Ty Gallup. He looks like he's gone up another size.
Yeah, looks like they've had a reasonable summer in the steel room, some of these boys. So they're nice and tan too. So good warm summer in Brisbane. They've been throwing it around. And Ty Gallup, he does look really strong. There's a great kick from Charlie Cameron, spilt the easiest of marks. It was a beautiful delivery inside 50 from Logan Morris. Out to the lead of Charlie Cameron, who just spilt it, but was nimble enough to just ease his way around and kick it to the top of the square, and Gallup did the rest.
No Allen, no Hipwood, so it is on these young tools.
Fast start, though.
It is a very fast start, and some nice highlights too, and amongst all that, even the Charlie Cameron squaring ball was lovely from the boundary line. Petrarca in the midfield, trying to work overtime to clear the ball. It was under pressure from McCluggage. Ball to left half forwards. It's in a scrap. Miller, Fletcher, both fighting each other. Eventually, it comes out in favour of the Suns, although Anderson coughs it straight up to Berry, who sends it up the corridor. McAndrew underneath it, got hands to it. At ground level, Gallup sent it inside 50. Bodie Hewlin fired it out to Collins, and the Suns can release off half back to the outer side where Weller takes the mark. And he's one of those players of the AFL, Coons, that you hope he just has a good run at it.
Yeah, super athletic, great speed, and unfortunately just hasn't been very durable.
Weller goes towards half forward. Joyce came with the fist for the Lions. Suns with the numbers at ground level. They send it quickly inside 50. Ball top of the goal, square. Levi Ashcroft pressured it over the line and out of play in front of Closey. Boundary throw in left forward pocket.
You know, Anderson just needs to ease it back a little bit. Playing too well at this time of year. He's already up to 4 disposals and a goal to go with that.
There's no Brownlow votes up for grabs in this game.
Just calm down, Noah.
Boundary throw in. Wits. Dunkley Well, it came off the boot of Wilmot into his teammate's face, fell into the grasp of Miller, who's hooked it around for the Suns' second. We were slightly distracted from the Falcon Coos.
Yeah, I think Jared Berry's probably going to have to go and get assessed after that. He's kicked it straight into the face of Berry, and it landed in the arms of Miller, who just snapped around the body. Does that go as a goal against for Berry? Is that a turnover?
It's a smother.
Kicked it straight into his face. He gets 4 Supercoach points for a smother, but he loses 4 for the turnover goal against.
Oh, I'll tell you what, this has been a very entertaining 5 minutes of a community
Not so much for
series.
Jared Berry, who's got half a kangaroo imprinted on his face, but it has been good fun so far.
All that on the Tyre Power, your trusted tyre expert scoreboard. And I'll tell you what, that could be our unmissable moment for the evening for Drink Wise. You won't miss a moment if you drink wise.
Oh,
Now
here he is
Anderson,
again.
Another clearance, long inside
Stop
50.
it.
And a beautiful mark taken by Walter, who floated in front of the contest to take the chest mark and lines up directly in front. Kind of looks like Charlie Curnow in that strip.
He does, doesn't he? He's big. He's a big boy. Has been since he got drafted. He's only 20. He's only put together 30 games, but he's starting to get the body for it and read it quickly off the boot there too. So can he finish?
One of the Suns we're monitoring in 2026. It's a beautiful drop punt, splits the middle. Suns out to a 2-goal lead, 6 minutes played. Opening term, all thanks to Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts. He fell out of favour at the end of last year, Jed Walter, and I think with the way the forward line was shaping coming into this year, there was a little bit of doubt as to whether or not he could force his way back into this lineup. But with a mark like that and a kick like that, you're doing all the right things.
Yeah, I just did all the things you expect a key forward to do. Jared Joyce just took his eyes off the footy for half a second, and Walter kept his eye on the ball, tracked it quicker, and was able to lose his opponent. And that's 3 inside 50s already to Noah Anderson, who's kicked a goal himself, been involved in 2 scores with that kick to Jed Walter. So red alert for Brownlow punters. Noah Anderson playing well with Rowell out in the first part of the season. Looking good.
Dominating the Brisbane midfield at the moment.
Steeries
Another
again.
one. Witt steered it into the path of Anderson inside 50. Just missed King. Fletcher mopping up. Found Dunkley. Now Will Ashcroft off half back into the middle of the ground. High fly from... It was McCarthy there that got your hand to it. Suns off half back to Miller. Now Powell. Looping handball out wide. Long inside 50. Off hands. King couldn't complete the mark. Fell to Petrarca. And he has missed to the near side.
Gee, how sharp was that off half back though? I mean, winning it back again. Noble swooping at half back, and then Newland just made position laterally from there. Geez, they look good on transition, and great crumb from Petrarca. Generally would finish them, but bit of pre-season rust possibly.
Dunkley, left half back, goes to the wing. Gallup presenting, knocks it down. Suns again with a turnover in the middle of the ground, inside 50. Walter in a battle with Gardner. Ball to ground, lines with the numbers. Ravel, clearing kick out of defensive 50 is good.
Looks like they've just floated a number back to stop that flow. Did well with that outnumber behind the ball there, the Brisbane Lions, just to try and shore it up, because at the moment, Noah Anderson's had the 4 inside 50s. It's 6-2.
Fletcher went down the line. McCluggage now Bailey, a left half forward, and he's going to get a nice little 50-metre penalty that'll bring him pretty much to the goal square.
Well, I don't know what the 50 was for, because both players who could have met the mark, and neither of them actually stopped. They put their head down to try and run back inside 50. They didn't have any time to be called to stand. So are they well within their rights to just get out of that area? We'll have to have a look at the replay, and then I'll answer my own question that I've posed to myself.
As Bailey comes in and puts it through for his first. All right, answer your question.
Okay, so Adam, how's your day, mate? Yeah, good. All right, let's have a look at this replay here. So the kick comes out The Pluggies gets the ball on the wing, floats a little left foot forward, uncontested mark, and both the Gold Coast Suns players take off to try and get back inside defensive 50 to help out. Well, they don't have to. They haven't been called to stand, so does one of them have to stay on the mark, or can they just get out of there?
No, the new interpretation, the way I understand it, is that someone has to be manning that mark.
But there was no one. They were both probably a couple of metres away.
One of them has to go and man that mark. It's one of the early teething issues, I think.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. I think that if they're not, if they haven't stood there and stopped, then they should be able to get out of the area. But I don't like that interpretation, Matthew.
Adam Cooney with us on AFL Nation tonight.
Oh, nice pickup.
The Suns by 7. And they're doing all the work in the midfield at the moment. Weller, long handball to the outside, and eventually they'll get some overlap. Lombard brought to ground. Play on the call from the umpire. Closey to Rioli. It's a little bit messy as McCarthy now. Another one that's gone into the face of a teammate there. Stulski was the one that copped it on that occasion. Suns inside 50. Ugle-Hagan tried to use his body on Joyce. Ball to ground. Ravel, who's having to do a lot of mopping up inside defensive 50 at the moment for the Lions. Got the clearing kick.
A bit clumsy. Closey just fell into the back of McCarthy, who was going for a ground ball, actually fumbled it. So just a little bit clumsy there. The Lions will breathe a sigh of relief at half back and try and slow this Gold Coast Suns team down.
McCarthy, another one who's been dogged by injury over the course of the last season and a bit. Ball to the wing, off hands. Weller to Petrarca, to Closey. Inboard, Davies. Little chip kick was smothered. Desperate, tried to push it into the path of Ugle-Hagan, who's juggling it. Lost control. Petrarca burst through 2, then put the handball backwards. Nice little clean-up from Anderson, inboard to Bodie Hewland, who now just chips it inside 50 in an acre of space. Took Miller. And it was pretty congested, that forward 50, and he had about 10 metres all to himself.
Yeah, and really good patience as well. The flick back inside to Hewland from, I think it was Closey, was very nice. Squared it up, and then they had the whole 50 to work with. And Lions players scrambling to try and find one, and Miller just popped up in 15 metres of space.
Already kicked a goal tonight.
Oh, he shanked that.
Yeah, from 45 out, goes well to the left and doesn't register. So 3-1-19 Gold Coast, leading Brisbane 2 straight 12. All thanks to Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts.
Getting busy, Christian Petrarca too. Half forward, and he's moved into the midfield and getting a heap of the ball, up to 6 disposals already.
Brisbane are able to advance it to the centre wing on the broadcast side. It just dribbled out the back, McAndrew.
Keep your feet.
Went to ground. He was wrestling with Connor McKenna. And in the end, McAndrew wins the free kick, short to Closey, defensive side of the broadcast wing.
He got lucky then. It was a 2-on-2, and there was a 50-metre patch of grass in front for whoever was going to keep their feet. Lucky got the free kick from falling over then, McAndrew.
Collins to left half forward, off hands, long to Miller, out the corner of his eye, spots Lombard in the right forward pocket, plays on, waltzes into the open goal. Suns with their 4th. And a nice little buffer at the almost halfway point of this first term for 125. Plays 2 straight 12, Adam Cooney.
Yeah, little Bruce. They're dominating. They look really dangerous every time they go inside 50 at the moment, the Gold Coast Suns. 4, as we mentioned earlier, to Noah Anderson. It's 10-3 for this game so far. Lombard, there was a pretty good kick from Miller. He shanked one before, and he didn't want to blaze away again from 40. Saw Leonardo Lombardo at the corner of his eye and just chipped it over the top, and once he marked the ball, he was off to the races. Easy goal. So he's one of the young players that wants to step up and earn his spot for the start of the season.
I'll tell you what, any fears about the Gold Coast Suns being a little lacklustre after that match simulation?
Yeah, they look pretty sharp to start this one in the first 10 minutes.
Walter doing the ruck work, the secondary ruck work at the moment for the Suns. Won the tab out. Jeffrey off half back, pokes it to left half forward. Mark taken by Lombard, the last goal kicker. Pokes it back inboard, a little risky, and it all got a little clumsy for Powell, who ended up taking the mark.
He only went 10 metres as well.
Good to see that that interpretation's been modified in the off-season. Ball inside 50, a little too long for Ben Long. The ball went out on the full. So 13 points the margin. Wilmot now has it. Top of the defensive goal square to the Lions. To Ravel. That one was called play on.
He's had plenty of action, Bruce. Start this one. Probably a bit more than he would like playing in the back line, but he's had plenty of the ball. 4 disposals for Bruce Ravel.
Went to the two-time Norm Smith medalist, Joyce. They're just zigzagging their way up. Now they've got some movement towards the broadcast side. Berry in some space, takes the mark. Pokes it up towards right half forward for Brisbane. Lohman turning around, inboard. Oh, chopped off by Walter, floating in, doing a defensive roll now. Brought it to ground. And the Suns are able to navigate their way out of defensive 50. Noble. Up the line to Jeffrey. Wilmot to Gardner. Turning it over on the broadcast wing. Short ball is okay. Zakostelsky.
High Scrabble score.
It's a very high Scrabble score. Down the broadcast boundary. Meat in the sandwich. Berry. With courage, takes the mark just beyond 50 up against the boundary line. Walter.
Good grab. It was a long kick down the line, and Woodpower was coming in from the side. Walter was coming in from behind and crunched. Both players crunched into Berry, kept his eyes on the footy and took a very nice mark, and he doesn't have a lot of breath left in him.
No, he sends it towards the hot spot. Juggling. Zakostelsky couldn't bring it in. Walter lost control of it. Neal lays on a big tackle. Ball landed in the lap of Ashcroft. It's gone out on the full. So the Suns will get a reprieve inside defensive 50. They lead by 13 points.
Walter's done some good things. You know, he's took a good mark early and kicked a goal, but he's working defence over the last couple of minutes. Saved a certain mark inside 50 and then crunched Berry and then went back again, got to support and saved another mark. So doing it at both ends of the ground at the moment, Walter.
Yeah, good intent from the young man as Brisbane try to get a turnover. Here he is again, Jed Walter. Defensive side of the broadcast wing. Won the footy. Skied it. Wilmot sitting underneath it. Will take the intercept mark for Brisbane. But again, encouraging signs as Jared Berry's receiving some treatment on the bench.
He's working hard at the moment, Big Jed.
Proving that he still has a role to play in this Suns lineup. He did. Got hands to it. Fell to Bailey who gets the 1-2. Running towards right half forward into the pocket to Cameron. Cameron takes the mark 40 metres out up against the fence.
Oh, how good is that kick from Zach Bailey? It's an elite finish from an elite player. Tucked in on the boundary line. Perfect lead from Charlie Cameron. He had Collins as an opponent. It was never going to track him down with that speed from Charlie Cameron, but he just did switch off for half a second, Collins, and let him lead up.
Cameron comes in, end up kicking it from 45 out, and it's missed.
How many times do you think Charlie Cameron's had a set shot from there at training?
At training?
Yeah.
A million.
I bet he...
Well, I was more interested to see whether Country Road was going to make an appearance, given we are at the Lions training facility. I don't know what the...
Have they got the speakers out?
No, I'm not entirely sure, and we're not going to get a response given he missed.
He'll kick one at some stage.
So 2-1-13, the Lions trailing the Suns by 12. Gold Coast have moved it. Well, they were moving it up towards left half forward. Just fell short of Humphrey. Ball over the line and out of play.
One-step kick from Big Ruckman in Jared Witts. I think Bailey Humphrey was too pleased about that. He probably worked 80 to 90 metres for that easy hit-up lead and kicks it straight out of bounds. He just wanted to hit out Wittsy.
And he does it again. Little deft tap to Powell. There's a whistle on play. Lockie Neal's going to get a free kick.
Yeah, didn't see that.
Right half back. No longer the co-captain. Calling for someone to come at him. Decides to go inboard. Nice kick to Ravel. Has some overlap. Uses the handball. Kick towards right half forward. He's good. McCarthy takes the mark.
That was your man, Zakostelsky.
He's done a nice couple of things.
Yeah, he has. He's looked good. 4 disposals already.
Yet to make his debut. Ball inside 50. McAndrew, the only one home.
Gee, it was a pretty predictable kick from McCarthy. It might have landed a touch shallow, but Any chance of a key forward from the Lions competing for that long kick inside 50?
As Davies goes with a rocket, and then it goes down the throat of Gardner, who's basically at half back. It's gone between the arcs at the moment.
Oh, and then Davies kicks a long one down the line, and any chance of a Gold Coast Suns forward competing for it down there?
Wilmot to Revell. He boots it back inside 50. Collins takes the intercept.
Well, now they kick long inside 50. And any chance of a Brisbane Lions key forward? Collins takes an easy intercept mark. It's the defender's game at the moment.
Expert comments there from Adam Cooney. As the short little kick from the Brisbane free kick at right half forward.
Oh, here we go.
Goes to Charlie Cameron. Now he's on an identical angle, but about 10 metres closer, Coons.
He probably has kicked 14,000 of these. 2 steps around the body on the left. You might hear the JBL party speaker being wheeled out for country roads.
And if we don't use your singing it, Cameron, he's put it
missed.
into the near side. Doesn't want to sing. Or doesn't want to hear you sing, I think.
Well, most don't.
11 points, turnover at half forward. Levi Ashcroft takes the mark, and he looks like he's put on a bit of size over summer too.
He slips a bit broad through the shoulders.
Goes long towards the top of the goal square. Big fly from Gallup. Ball at ground level, taken by Noble. Gets the 1-2, uses Bodie Ewan, whose kick is smothered by Dunkley. Over the boundary line and out of play, right forward pocket for the Lions.
That's the kind of player that he is, Josh Dunkley. Never say die attitude. Elevated to co-captain with 14 of his teammates. Half the team's the skipper this year.
Only 2. Levi Ashcroft, well, he went for glory, but
Fair enough. That's fair enough. In the pocket, 25 metres out, broke a tackle. Pretty tough to kick that one to the top of the square. I don't think they're used to the conditions here, the Brisbane Lions. can't snag one.
No, they can't. 3 behinds in a row. They trail by 10 points as Zach Ostelski's just turned it over again for the Lions on the broadcast wing. Used Wilmot. Now McCarthy back to the top of the 50. And, just a little short of Neil. Came off his shin over the line.
Yeah, he's just been a bit sloppy with ball in hand as McCarthy. That kick inside 50. He's missed a couple now.
Rust.
But good to see him getting his hands on the ball, so still knows how to get it. That'll come with time.
Well, and you wonder whether with some of the younger players in that forward line, how does he fit into it? That's, again, one of the puzzle pieces.
Yeah.
Loman, I think, took his spot originally.
And he's not going anywhere. Loman.
As Will Ashcroft's taken back over the boundary line. We'll throw it in again, right half forward for the Lions. Try by 10.
You know, they obviously rate him really highly. If he keeps continuing to improve, I mean, he's getting his hands on the ball. He's had 5 already. Second leading ball winner for the Brisbane Lions. It's just a little bit of rust.
For the boundary throw in, Neil trying to scoop it up. Bailey couldn't get any purchase on his disposal. Cut off by Hewland. It's Zeke. We got it to Noah Anderson. Now to Humphrey. He bangs it long inside 50. Ugelhagen. It was racing away from him over the boundary line and out of play. He was the only one home there, Jamari Ugelhagen.
Yeah, it was it. If the kick hits, it's a goal. But gee, how slick do they look coming off half back? It was Zeke Hewland breaking the tackle, and then Noah Anderson on the drive-by straight up the middle of the Brisbane Lions home deck, and their training deck, and that could have been a coast-to-coast style goal
from the Coasters.
Good.
Yes, it'll be a... they're recalling the boundary throw in here. Left forward pocket for the Suns.
Slipped off his fingers.
Bit of dew.
There we go. Oh, that's a nice arc on that one.
Yeah, it still fell short, though. Witts did get a hand to it. Yeah, well, we'll have to be accountable at this time of year.
No, we don't.
Well, I hope I don't make too many mistakes then tonight.
You never do, Coxie.
Well, you haven't been watching then. Ball to the outer wing. Brisbane, well, there was a bit going on behind the footy.
Cop one.
Gardner, I think. Cameron, there's a 50-metre penalty that's been applied here as well. So Charlie Cameron I think will be the recipient of the kick.
Is that again no one standing on the mark?
No, there was something happening off the ball between Gardner and didn't quite catch who it was. That was and another injury concerning for Brisbane too. Luke Lloyd, I think that might be coming from the ground.
Yeah, someone must have been a bit naughty after the kick. Darcy Gardner was down for a little bit. Looks like Luke Lloyd is left leg injury, just limping, trying to hobble off the ground at the moment. McCarthy has the ball, going for goal.
He does indeed. That right knee heavily strapped. Comes in slightly right of centre, 45 out. A beautiful kick. He hasn't forgotten how to kick goals, Coons. And after a period where they're a little inaccurate, the Brisbane Lions, they straighten up with their third of the evening to trail by 4 points. 3-3-21 plays 4-1-25. The Suns still with the lead.
Just having a look at the free kick again. Yeah, Mac Andrew just throwing Charlie Cameron out of the way behind the footy before it got to him. And then the 50-metre penalty. Too hard for Gold Coast Suns players to get back and try and fill space. Ashcroft was out inside 50 by himself, as was McCarthy. Took the good option. 40 metres out in front. 6 disposals. As we mentioned, he's been a bit off by foot. Only 33% kicking efficiency, McCarthy, but finding plenty of space in that forward half. Hasn't lost his creativity.
As Luke Lloyd's disappeared down into the rooms with the lower leg. Concern for the Lions. Back in the middle, Anderson got claimed. Will Ashcroft bursting through, found McCluggage. Back to Berry, still defensive side of the centre circles. Now skies it towards centre half forward. Juggling mark taken by Will Powell, who from all reports is going to have a different role in 2026. Sends it straight up the corridor for Gold Coast. Good mark. Under pressure, Walter. Dean Coleman did his best to get to the contest, but Walter stood his ground.
Well, it's the second time now that he's read the ball faster than anyone off the boot inside 50 and marked the ball contested style. Coleman coming the other way. It was just a fraction late. Walter knew that the heat was coming behind him and just kept his eye on the ball. 3 disposals. He's done some good work inside 50 and he's done some really strong stuff behind the ball as well. So, bright start here for Jedwell.
Is it too early to say that it's clicked?
Yes.
Thought it might be. Walter, long range, puts it through. Goal number 2 for him. And the Suns get the lead back out to a 10-point advantage as we tick over 26 minutes in this opening term. About 3 left on the clock.
Yeah, a bit premature to say that he's ready because he's going to have some ups and downs. Only 30 games in as a key forward. He's got the size now. He's certainly got the courage. I wonder what his tank's like. How fit is he? Is he ready to, run out 15, 16 games in a row and then go for the back end of the year? But, gee, he looks a monster of a man. And he started this one really well with 2 goals and cementing his spot in the forward line for the first round.
It was moments like what we just saw, though, in the last 12 months that he'd miss time.
Yeah, he would drop one of those, yeah.
So at least he's getting the timing right now and making an impact.
Yeah, good call, Matthew. That's why you're one of the best in the business.
Thank you, Adam Cooney. 2008 Brownlow medalist with us tonight as Will Powell goes towards right half forward with a wide kick. Long takes it over the line and out of play.
I think he's an underrated player, Will Powell, isn't he? He's not a huge frame on him, but super courageous and puts himself in those positions time and time again. Again, another player from the Suns who's had a good start.
I think they're anticipating that he'll be a bit more of a midfielder in 2026.
Half the team's midfielders.
Yeah, that's true. Dunkley, they all want to win a Brownlow. Little handball. Noble cuts things off. Little chip kick.
So does this guy.
To Noah Anderson. Spins around from outside 50. Long range kick. Oh, no, it was touched right on the line. I thought it had cleared that little clump of players. Minus score 5-3. 5-2-32 plays 3-3-21.
If he went back and took his time with the stand rule, he can get that natural arc and he could have got some momentum. He would have cleared the fence with that kick, Noah Anderson, but he just rushed and almost kicked it leaning back, which is the reason he got touched on the line as the Suns just missed a target here, and this will be a throw-in. But Noah Anderson, he's been superb this first quarter. He's already up to 235 metres gained, 3 score involvements. He's already kicked a goal and had 5 inside 50s.
No throw in there, Coons. That was last disposal.
Did they do that inside 50 as well?
No, it was just beyond it. Get the microscope out, but it was.
Okay.
You're not liking these interpretations, are you?
No, I'm happy with the lasso last touch rule. I think that'll speed the game up. And to be honest, you shouldn't get the ball back or have an opportunity to get the ball back if you kick it out of the boundary anyway. So I do like that rule.
Neil, centre-half back, feeds the handball backwards to Fletcher, finds McCarthy, who's been everywhere in this opening term.
Prominent. Disposal 7 and a goal to go with that. Couple of inside 50s for Link McCarthy.
Just reminding us that the number 11...
That's not his best.
No. I'll park that comment now. I was going to say, we may have forgotten about the number 11 for Brisbane for the last few years. And a kick like that he'd like to forget.
Yeah.
Collins now.
That was further away from hitting a target than Lynchy swinging at Wakeland.
Ball knocked over the boundary line back at left half forward for the Gold Coast. So the intensity's just gone out of it a touch after what was a frenetic start and a couple of great highlights early on in this Community Series game.
Yeah, so the Suns hold an 11-point lead. That's about right. I mean, they've looked a lot sharper than last week. That's to be sure. And might go again here with Anderson.
Yeah, he looks to give the handball off to Powell, 49 out. Had to try and screw it around his body and it didn't quite come off nicely. Awkward bounce for those chasing into the pocket. Humphrey's not happy.
Probably better off going himself there, Noah Anderson. I'm sure his last kick, he can blast it over 50 metres. His first goal was from the paint of 50. Could have almost gone and had another ping at that.
I just noticed Mac Andrew preparing to come back on the ground with a minute to go in this good. Do you reckon he got dragged for what happened a few moments ago with Charlie Cameron? Because it's a little awkward to see him.
I don't think that he's the type of player that you would drag and give a spray to. I don't think he'd respond.
But for a silly, ill-disciplined act like that?
I think he's the kind of guy who you've got to keep him on side, keep him in that positive frame of mind, or you could lose him for a quarter. So I'd be nothing but positive with him to try and keep him cool and calm.
As Levi Ashcroft went to Lockie Neal, his kick smothered. Weller mopping up. Fed it across to Rioli. Diving on top of Anderson. Powell now claims Levi Ashcroft. Ball spilled free in favour of Brisbane. Little popped up kick. And it lands in the lap of Neal.
Does that well, Lockie Neal, doesn't he? It's almost that 50-50 ball. As soon as his teammate gets their hands on it, just pops forward and gets an easy possession.
Dunkley to Will Ashcroft, who looked to put it into the left forward pocket, but the siren sounded to conclude the opening term here at Brighton Homes Arena. An 11-point margin in favour of the Suns. 5-2-32 plays 3-3-21. We'll get the thoughts of Adam Cooney on the other side of this.
Don't get FOMO this winter. Wait, do the kids still say FOMO? What about 6-7? Is that still a thing? I kicked 6 goals 7 once. Get KO Sports with every game of every round of the 2026 AFL season live and on demand in 4K with no ad breaks during play.
That is incredible!
With all that footy plus the NRL, F1, Supercars, netball and all the other sport you love. You won't miss a thing on KO Sports.
Landscapers and tradies need plants? Plantmark is your trusted wholesale nursery with a huge range at true trade prices. They supply landscape projects of all sizes, from quote to delivery. Open 6 days at 4 locations across Melbourne. Plantmark.com.au.
Durafit by Blunston is the newest safety range for day in, day out wear, with features that cushion and protect from the ground up, like impact-resistant composite toe caps, slip-resistant soles, and responsive cushioning where you need it most. Topped off with water-resistant leather for durability and protection from the elements. Each pair is backed by Blunston's legendary quality and craftsmanship and engineered for endurance. Durafit by Blunston. For day in, day out, hard work.
Kia's summer offers just got hotter with incredible value on 2025 build models at your Kia dealer now. Whether it's the full electric experience or the hybrid adventure you're after, Kia has you covered with the World Car of the Year EV3 now starting from $46,990 drive away, and the new hybrid Sportage from only $44,490 drive away. Hurry in for these incredible Kia summer offers at your Kia dealer now.
Kia, Movement that inspires.
The NFL season is in full swing. Show your support with the latest drops at nflshop.com.au. NFL Shop has you covered with all the gear you need this season. Jerseys, hoodies, caps, and stocking the latest on-field drops locally for the first time. From NFL Nike rivalries to salute to service, nflshop.com.au has got it covered. Stocking all 32 teams. Head over to nflshop.com.au now and score big today.
Real people, real products, real fun. No matter who you are, Sexyland has something real sexy for everyone. With Australia's biggest range of sexy costumes, lingerie, couples toys and fun gifts and games for adults. Sexyland. 11 stores in Melbourne and Geelong, open till midnight 7 days a week. Or shop online for 2-hour delivery. Sexyland.com.au.
Echo! Hear that? Echo for hard-working quality chainsaws, mowers and trimmers professionals rely on. Designed to renowned high Japanese build standards, Echo is synonymous with quality outdoor power garden products that lead the way for cutting performance and durability. Echo. Made with professional-grade components and precision to ensure maximum value, they're backed by Echo's industry-leading 5-year domestic and 2-year commercial warranty. Echo. Power on and on. Available at Bunnings.
With a motto like success through service, it's no wonder Alex Scott and staff deliver winning results. Servicing Gippsland since 1886, they're your local experts in livestock, rural property and real estate. Alex Scott and staff, Gippsland born and bred. Visit alexscott.com.au.
At Tyre Power, you get the power of better buys on big brand tyres. Right now, you can keep the cost of living down with a better buy on big brand Falcon or Dunlop tyres. Buy 3 and get 1 free on a great range of Falcon and Dunlop tyres suitable for passenger and SUV vehicles. That's buy 3 and get 1 free on selected Falcon and Dunlop tyres. Big brands, better buys and better for your safety too at Tyre Power. Visit tyrepower.com.au or call 13 21 91 for your local independent owner. This is the 2026 AFL Community Series on AFL Nation. Thanks to Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts.
From the opening bounce, it's Brisbane getting their hands on the footy. Noble, though, split the pack, found Anderson on the outside. Miller gives it back to Anderson. 49 out directly in front, puts it through, and just as Brisbane were farming it around to get the clearance, splitting it was Noble, coming off half back, fired it to the skipper who's gone bang.
Alfie has the ball.
He does indeed. That right knee heavily strapped. Comes in slightly right of centre, 45 out. A beautiful kick. He hasn't forgotten how to kick goals, Coons. And after a period where they were a little inaccurate, the Brisbane Lions, they straighten up with their third of the evening to trail by 4 points. That margin at quarter time is 11 in favour of the Gold Coast Suns, 5-2-32, playing Brisbane 3-3-21. Adam Cooney is with us this evening on AFL Nation. Coon?
Such an entertaining start. The first 5 or 10 minutes was played at breakneck speed, blistering pace, particularly from Gold Coast Suns' perspective. They were a little bit flat last week, and it was their skipper, Noah Anderson, who got them going early. Such a great goal, running inside 50 for the first, for the Suns, and they really were dominating. It was 10-3 inside 50s at one stage, but things have evened up. I mean, they're 11 points down, the Brisbane Lions, but they'd be pretty happy with the way that they fought back after the first 10. Disposals 98 apiece. Inside 50s now 15 all. Link McCarthy, it was prominent there in that first quarter. He had plenty of opportunity forward of the footy. He had 8 disposals, kicked a goal as well, as you mentioned. Coxie, Noah Anderson with 11 and 5 inside 50s. He was huge in the first quarter. Lachie Neale is into double figures as well. And Will Power, who you mentioned, might have a bit more midfield time. He's had a couple of clearances to go with 8 disposals. And here we go, Q2.
Is underway with the Brisbane Lions winning the clearance. It's a high bomb inside 50. Collins got knocked out of his grasp by Gallaboo. Had to turn the defender there, knocking it to ground. Petrarca pushes it out wide for Weller, defensive side of the outer wing. And it's gone up to Miller. He claims the mark. And now just assesses. Wanted to poke it short and then went a little further afield to Witts. But the experienced veterans,
Wiley
Gives it back to Miller on the run, and a beautiful delivery inside 50 for Jamara Ugle-Hagan.
Well, it was a kick from half back that opens the whole field up. Miller was elite. Wicks was on the young fella Curtin and looked like Miller was going to blast the ball along down the line, so Curtin actually left Wicks in the middle to try and get back and pulled it nicely.
And Jamara Ugle-Hagan unloads and splits the middle for the Gold Coast Suns.
Blasted that.
And you can't say that's his first official goal for Gold Coast, given that they are in this white and red Guernsey tonight that resembles more of the Sydney away jumper than the Suns. But
yeah, it's also not an official game, Matthew. So.
No, that is true, Coons. Thank you very much.
Yeah, just the pre-season for all of us. But good lead up, great hit. Miller on the drive by. That's what you want. You want your big ruckman making position, getting the ball and then handing it off to your better users on that drive by handball. Kick inside 50. Not a defender in the world can stop that. Perfect lead in that channel straight up the middle of the 50 from Jamara, who blasted it home.
Sending a little reminder of what he's capable of, Jamara.
Well, I think we all know what he's capable of when his mind's on the job. Just got to keep him positive and keep him at home.
From the restart, Brisbane, we're retreating ground. They'll win the advantage. Coleman's taken off. Now the non-officiating umpire's
going the other way.
And, awarded the free kick to Powell. So originally it went to Brisbane from the umpire on the outer side, who allowed advantage to play, and then the other umpire on the broadcast side said no, it was a Gold Coast free kick. And now that's a lovely delivery into Humphrey in the right forward pocket.
There's good body work too. The kick was perfect. Just kicked it to the advantage side, so Humphrey could just lean on Joyce and push him off at the right time. Great kick, great execution, good body work from Humphrey, good football all round.
Big year for him too.
Yeah. Can he get some more midfield time that he's been craving?
Will he be having more walks of the tan come September?
Well, they might not have anyone walking with him if he kicks like that.
I reckon he passed it off. Nice mark there from Witts.
He's had a shot from 40 metres out in the pocket, sprayed it, and it's landed 20 metres out to big Jared Witts. Great square-up kick from Bailey Humphrey. Really unselfish play. The other teams will be looking at that, thinking we've got a really unselfish player. Wants to do the team thing.
Did you just snort?
I did, actually. A little piggy.
It's pre-season for everyone. Witts, he's skewed that off the side of his boot through for a minor score.
My nose is blocked, so I breathe in. I snort like a little piggy.
18 points the margin in favour of the Suns. All thanks to Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts.
He's just missed that, Jared Wicks, by a considerable margin. Pretty average kick from 15 metres out, Jared.
As the ball goes to the wing off hands, it'll go over the boundary line and out of play.
Humphrey won't pass that one to the top of the square next time, will he?
He'll go back and take the shot, you'd think. Boundary throw in. Attacking side of the broadcast wing for the Suns. They're 6-3-39. Brisbane 3-3-21. Witts grabs it out and fed it off to Powell, who was caught immediately by McCluggage on return from Origin duties. Feeds the handball off to Bailey. Goes up the corridor with a kick. Now Collins has taken the uncontested mark, but Mac Andrew has given away another free kick and descent.
He can do this.
Morris will be brought to the top of the goal square for Brisbane. And
he's already given one silly free kick away behind the ball or off the play to Charlie Cameron in the first quarter, which resulted in a 50 as well and a goal. So that's the second he's given away. And it's a critical element of his game that he needs to work on, Mac Andrew. That discipline behind the ball, and then just have the presence of mind to know that if you say anything derogatory or disparaging towards the umpire, it's going to be 50. And it was a clear free kick. I don't know what he was arguing about. He put his arm around Logan Morris. It was high and it was 50 metres off the ball. So he's shaking his head, but he's only got himself to blame, Mac Dole.
So it made the comment before quarter time about him potentially being dragged. Now, we don't know whether or not that was the case, but he was brought from the ground fairly soon after that initial engagement with Charlie Cameron. You want to eradicate this behaviour now. You don't want it lingering.
Yeah, you're spot on. But I just don't know how you go about it. You've got to try and keep him happy, or else you can lose him.
Collins to Bodie Hewlands across the goal face, ball over the boundary line.
I don't
and
think
out of play.
Bringing him off and giving him a spray now or dragging him is going to have a positive effect, because he knows what he's done wrong.
But he's done it twice.
The problem is he's repeated his behaviour already from the first quarter. So
if you let it go once and it happens a second time...
I don't think you'd let it go. I just think you'd have to go about it a different way rather than just giving it to him between the eyes. I think you just have to sit him down, try and cool him down and have more of a chat than blast him Rodney Eade, Will Minson style.
Suns worked it to right half forward. Ball turned over. And now a nice mark taken by Fletcher. Gives it off to Coleman. He sends it back inside, attacking 50. Andrew flew, almost spoilt Collins. Morris brought to ground. Cameron goes to ground. Morris has another crack. Gets the handball out to Bailey. To McCluggage. Standing start from 50. Makes it. Hugh McCluggage with his first of the evening. A nice one from 50. And the Brisbane Lions are just slowly chipping away at this margin. 6-3-39, the Suns still lead, but the Lions have moved to 5-3-33, all thanks to Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts, and that's an unmissable moment from this second term for Drinkwise. You won't miss a moment if you Drinkwise.
I mean, he could have got done holding the ball there, McCluggage. Collins put a really strong tackle on, but he just jumped back up and got back into the play again. Second and third efforts. What makes him a really elite player in the competition, his willingness to be able to go again and again and again, got crunched in the tackle, jumped straight back up, got back involved in the play and blasted one home from just inside 50. Pretty nice goal, but I would be sending the runner back out to Mac Andrew now and saying, listen, Mac, your last play then is exactly what we want from you. Play in front, attack the ball, tackle hard, really good stuff.
From the restart, Suns push it forward. And, no, rather, it was they're defending it. Petrarca to Closey. Up against the boundary line. It's going to go out on the full with a kick like that. So Brisbane send it inside 50. Berry. Morris the juggle. 2 bites of the cherry. Brings it in. 45-degree angle. 35 out.
Hasn't he got great timing when he's leading and jumping at the footy, Logan Morris? Good swatty boy.
Just continues to grow and grow, doesn't he?
53 goals last year. Leading goal kicker at the Lions. Pretty handy. He'd be looking to back that up again with a bit more help down there as well with Oscar Allen.
20 years of age, 2-time premiership player.
It's not too bad, is it?
And curls that beautifully. Puts it through for his second in this term, Logan Morris, and scores the level. 6-3-39 apiece, all thanks to Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts.
Gee, it's been a great fight back from an undermanned Brisbane Lions team. Again, now they're the ones who look really dangerous when they go inside 50. They're key forwards just providing a contest. There's been some ill-discipline down there from the Gold Coast Suns, but I mean, Neil getting involved when he's into double figures already, good things are going to happen. Zach Bailey, he's had 10 disposals. McCluggage getting busy in this second quarter when your main ball winners are starting to get their hands on it and kicking inside 50 the way they have been. It's going to be pretty dangerous for every opposition team. So Lachie Neale's up to the 4 clearances now, 4 score involvements for Zach Bailey.
So back in the middle, scores the level, 39 apiece. Humphrey trying to extract, fed the handball to Anderson, who just shrugged off a couple. Look away, handball was given away. Now Noble on the burst, sends it inside 50 for the Suns. Top of the goal square, Ben Long takes a brilliant mark.
That's when they are at their best, isn't it, Gold Coast Suns? When the ball's bobbling around, bubbling and bobbling. The likes of Anderson, slick hands through. I think it might have been Davies in the middle of the ground as well. Just that over the left shoulder, handball to a running Noble, blasted inside 50. Good spot, predictable spot, and a good grab from Long.
Second in the goal kicking last year with 45. He gets his first of the night for the Suns, who regain the lead of 6 points. 7-3-45 plays 6-3-39, all thanks to Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts.
There's Bailey Humphrey in the middle of the ground, getting some more midfield time and charging through, putting his head over the ball, winning that contested ball that we know he's so good at. And then the runners, once they get involved off half-back, Rioli and Noble, who's been prominent in this one, high metres gain players, kicking inside 50, good predictable spot, good launch, good body work from Long as well. So he's worked on his craft, and he's a pretty strong forward now.
7-3-45 plays 6-3-39. Suns leading by 6 points. 11 played second term. Humphrey is the clearance for the Suns. Ball bobbling at half forward. Reville turns it into half back. Sends it straight up the corridor inside 50. What a delivery to Logan Morris.
65 metres. Oh, he kicked that. That's almost like a 40-20. He's kicked that from inside the 50 and it's landed inside the forward 50.
I'll tell you what,
which is not a 40-20 at all. It's a 50-50.
Oh, you've already confused.
And you can't kick a 40-20 and it rolls out of bounds and get it back because it turns it over now. So it's really nothing like it, Adam. A stupid analogy, you idiot. Anyway, it's a bloody good kick.
It could be a good finish as well from Logan Morris, who's lining up for his third. It's come straight off the side of the boot. Doesn't register a score and will be knocked over at the boundary line in the forward pocket for the Brisbane Lions. The opposite pocket, the flank that Morris was kicking on. So Luke Lloyd, who disappeared from the ground in the first quarter, has re-emerged on the bench with ice.
On the ankle.
Yeah, on his left ankle, so he won't take any further part tonight.
This is pretty devastating news for him, trying to fight and scrap his way into this premiership team, and only lasted 5 or 10 minutes in the first quarter, so hopefully it's on the lower end.
So Kostelski now doing some ruck work up against Walter, inside 50 for the Brisbane Lions. Dunkley is claimed by Powell, a ball up. Almost in the heart of attacking 50 for Brisbane. Running past McKenna, didn't get anything, but there'll be a free kick going Bailey's way for being taken high. A little loose and reckless Walter.
Yeah, it was. He threw the arm out and Bailey said, I'm going to get as low as I can and try and draw the high contacts, and did. So...
And there's just a little bit of niggle going on as they all separate from that contest.
And there's a bit of frustration too from 6 or 7 Gold Coast Suns players.
Bailey comes in and he just feathers it to the left of the goalpost for another minor score. So Suns lead by 5.
Just not finishing their work at the moment, are they, Brisbane? They lead the inside 50 count 6-4 for the second quarter, but blazing away. Logan Morris didn't even kick a drop punt on his last attempt, and Bailey doesn't miss too many of those.
Weller, long ball outside defensive 50 off hands. Neil was about to run away, but the umpire's blowed his whistle, and this time McAndrew ends up with a free kick.
Oh, and he might have blown a gasket if the umpire didn't blow his whistle then, McAndrew, because he's had a couple go against him and he got dragged down. I thought the umpire might have missed it, but thankfully, for everyone concerned, he got the free out of it.
Little chip to Noble, who gave it to Collins, who had to take it between his legs. It got away from him a bit. Put it off to Jeffrey, centre wing broadcast side. Suns loading up inside 50. Kostelski got a little shove from Walter, and now lays the tackle on Wilmot. All going nowhere, and we'll get a stoppage at right half forward.
Anderson still leading the way with 12. Noble's up to 11 now. Starting to look really good off half-back.
As the ball is stuck in the congestion at right half forward for the Gold Coast Suns, so we'll ball it up again.
Yeah, so Powell in and around this one with Davies. Who says guys get some more midfield time and see how they can go, but they're up against Lachie Neale.
Yep, who just skips it down the wing, cut off by Collins. Hot handball for Powell, made things difficult. Collins got to Davies. And now Zeke Hewland goes inside 50 with his kick. Ugelhagen got up, got hands to it, brought it to ground. Long roving, centering ball to... Well, I've almost forgotten that this man was out there, Ben King.
That is the first time that I've seen him.
Yes.
I didn't even see him in the warm-up.
He hasn't been on the bench.
I didn't even know that he was actually playing up until this stage. I thought they might have been saving him for the second half, but he's out there. This is his first touch of the Sharon for the evening.
Slightly right of centre. Will kick from 20 out. Ben King. Oh, it's skewed out. What is going on? There is no wind.
No, there's no excuses. It's some poor kicking.
It is a little bit moist, you might say.
Yeah, a bit of precipitation, a bit damp, a bit of Stewart around.
Certainly not as wet as what it was in Sydney earlier today, where if you're just tuning in, the Swans claimed a 38-point victory over GWS. Zakostolski did some nice things there at half-back. Got it to Neil. They've worked it inboard. Berry, handball, Dunkley, inside 50. Oh, just didn't quite get to McKenna. Rioli got a hand to it. Charlie Cameron now on the scene. McCluggage arrives but goes to ground. Weller lost control of it. And now we've got a whistle and a free kick going Gold Coast's way.
He's got legged, wrapped the ankle, did Charlie Cameron, and Weller fell over, made sure the umpire knew about it. Gee, how slick was the chain of handball through the middle of the ground from the Lions. That last kick inside 50 just missed.
As Dunkley now takes an intercept mark just outside of attacking 50. Horrible kick going inboard, though.
It was.
Anderson loses it. Reville slices, dices inside the corridor. Bodie Hewland gets some unfair treatment and wins the free kick.
Yeah, just rushed the kick, Dunkley. Got himself in a great spot for that quick kick outside 50, set up the old school layup, the wall, and then just tried to kick it off one step, didn't even look. Rush of blood.
Ball to the outer wing, off hands, over the lines and out of over the line and out of play.
Bodie Hewland in a good spot, taking that intercept mark, and McKenna just coming in too late, clipping the arm. So free kick from half back is the reason why they were able to repel and get a stoppage now on the wing.
6 points the margin in favour of the Suns. We've travelled 17.5 in this second term. Davies has done a couple of nice things, sends it towards left half forward. King involved in this wrestle and ends up using the afterburners to break away and get the goal. Not the conventional way a big man wants to do it, but Ben King gets his first.
Some strong work from the goal umpire there as well. Getting right under that one. Gee, what about that? It looked like midfield breakaway speed from Ben King, wasn't it? He's missed a set shot from 20 metres out, 15 metres out in front directly, and then puts the afterburners on a couple of minutes later, burns off two opponents, and then crafty finish on the run. Makes the difficult look easy, and vice versa. Yeah, well, you're right, though, with Will Power getting some more midfield minutes at the moment. He's up to 11 disposals now with 4 inside 50s, and Alex Davies as well is up to 7. So they've both been good in this second term through the middle of the ground for the Suns, which gives them more options and depth through there as Davies goes again.
He does. And searching for Rioli, got an awkward bounce. McKenna was able to pounce. Sends it to the top of the square. Collins, in a wrestle with Gallup, wins the free kick.
That's why he's such a good defender. He's not afraid to take that front position, use his strength to hold out. So just a little lesson there for Gallup, playing against an experienced opponent.
Collins went searching for Wiggs, who had a whole heap of people around him. And Weller, who was trying to escape, gets claimed, ball up, left half forward for the Lions. 12-point lead to the Suns as we're ticking towards time on second term. Berry got it out to McCluggage.
That was a bit soft.
Yeah. Berry's ended up with the free kick. Pokes it up inside 50. Andrew flies with the spoil. Bailey roving. Gets boots a ball, but's off target. Just sneaks it in for a minus score. So margin moves to 11 points in favour of the Suns.
He's everywhere. the moment, Zach Bailey. We're 7 minutes 23 to go in the second term. He's at it 9 times already for the quarter. 4 score involvements.
It's a reason why there's some big contracts that are potentially coming his way.
Oh, he'll get a large one, no matter where he is. Obviously more if he departs.
Do you think he will?
Well, it's going to be hard for the Lions to match some of the monumental offers that will come his way, so
that's where
not too sure.
You want the success or not?
Well, he's already had it. Take the cash.
So Kostolski's claimed by Petrarca from the boundary throwing.
Or just go to a club that's maybe a year or 2 away that you can, as the little girl who had the hard and soft taco said, why not have both?
Ball inside 50 for the Lions. Charlie Cameron roving, gave a hot handball away to Bailey, who takes a bounce. Runs into some space, straightens up and curls it through delightfully.
There's another 100,000.
It is. Cha-ching. Second goal for the night for Zach Bailey. And the margin is reduced to 5 points on the Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts scoreboard. And that will be an unmissable moment thanks to Drinkwise. Choose to Drinkwise.
Is he out of contract this year?
Yes.
I didn't do trade radio last year, so I'm a bit.
What was that, Adam?
I'm a bit off my my trade talks at the minute, but yeah. I mean, he's going to get conservatively. He's going to get 1.2 a year, isn't he? Probably more.
Well, if he departs, I'd suggest it's more.
He's probably going to get 800 if he stays, maybe 9. Because he's only 1.3, 1.4 a year if he goes.
He's 26, prime of his career.
7-year deal, probably.
Ball inside 50 for the Lions once again. Charlie Cameron cops a heavy knock. And it'll be a ball up. It's from Oscar Adams, who was a little bit clumsy.
Should have just marked the first one, Charlie, going back with the flight.
He's just a little worse for wear off this contest too, Charlie.
Copped a hit because he dropped the mark.
Witts put the handball out to Bodie Hewland, to Rioli, to Noble. And they've exited defensive 50 now. Rioli will again link up by hand. Defensive side of the outer wing goes to the attacking side of it. Mark taken by Long. Goes towards left half forward. Walter took the mark. Wants to play on. Lombard has to dance around traffic. Centering ball. Beautiful. And the mark is taken by Zekeuland.
He danced around a few there in Lombard. Just a small snippet of what he can do. Quick feet and poise. Find the target inside 50.
So Zekeuland, who's wearing his brother's number to start the year, has just pulled the kick to Tuke Miller, who's a little closer to goal. Just fooled everyone, and a little bit of space was created for the former captain,
who's spending a bit of time in the forward line and shooting for goal number 2.
He did that a bit last year too, didn't he, Tuke Miller?
Yeah, I don't know if he's been squeezed out, but it is harder to get more time in there now.
Oh, and it's... So that Sharon was on target with the left-hand goal post, and at the very last minute, it moved a little bit to the right.
Just enough.
And I reckon it has missed the goalpost by a bit of lacquer.
I thought it was crashing into the middle of the post and read the breeze to perfection. Did Tuke. Yeah, it's going to be a tough midfield to get a stack of minutes in there because Anderson's going to take up the bulk of it with Rowell when he's in there and not injured. You'd think Petrarca will put his hand up for some minutes as well. Bailey Humphrey, so what about me? And then you got Alex Davies, who's been pretty good in there, and Will Powell, who wants to get some time. So good luck sharing it around. Bad luck, Tuke. You're done. You're a forward pocket for the rest of your career.
Well, I mean, he's kicked 2 goals for the night, so...
He might kick 45 for the year.
He might do what Ben Long did last year.
He kicked 45, didn't he?
He did. Holding the ball, free kick going the way of Petrarca, who's been solid in this outing for the Suns.
Yep.
Inside 50. Humphrey got a hand to it, fell to Brain, who sends it outside a defensive 50. Awkward bounce for Petrarca. It was knocked forward in the end by Lohmann, which was his defensive end of the ground that he was knocking it in favour of. Petrarca receives the handball, pops it up inside 50, searching for long, tried to knock it into the path of Humphrey, but didn't get enough with the fist. Wilmot's able to scoop it up and send it to the outer side, where Charlie Cameron will take the mark.
Gee, that's a good switch of play from Wilmot, who is a player who loves to take it on, and Charlie Cameron is a small forward working really hard up to be that exit option outside defensive 50. It's a good lesson for small forwards. Don't just stay at home and wait for the one out the back. If you can help out for that exit kick, work 70 or 80 metres and be that option.
So the Lions have gone across their defensive 50 arc and went to Gardner, who copped a heavy knock from Ben King. All legal, but knocked the wind out of him. And the Lions have had to go back across the defensive 50 arc, and Charlie hasn't moved. No. Well, he did. He ran back to half forward, and he's come back down to half back.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. A good way to get your numbers up as a small forward, because it can be the graveyard shift at times. If you can work your way up and get some uncontested marks, and also help out the exit, and you can get your numbers up, get an extra 1 or 2 a quarter.
Maybe he wanted the GPS number to go up so he can have the second half off.
So he doesn't have to do extra running at the end.
Ball inside 50 off hands. McCarthy found Morris. Ashcroft hoists it towards the top of the square. Rioli's able to steal it away, though. Takes 2 bounces, exiting defensive 50. Handball inboard for Yuland. Back to Rioli. Takes another bounce on the broadcast wing. Sends it towards right half forward for the Gold Coast Suns. King presenting. Got clobbered by Gardner, so a little bit of return. Then a fumble from King. Caught by Gardner. Ball spells free. Rioli handballs to Humphrey. Right half forward. Under pressure. Gets it to King, who fumbles again.
Missed his hand.
Humphrey applies a big tackle on Brain, and then Humphrey gets sat down by Gallup. The umpire just wants to come in and ball it up.
Dead set missed his fist with that handball, Ben King.
Tell you what, 2.5 minutes left in the term, and it just went up a couple of notches for a few moments there. Curtin delivers it to centre half forward. Just fell short of Morris, who's cut off by Zeke Yuland. Handball to Andrew, who put it into risky territory. Zeke Yuland's done a couple of nice things. Picked 2 in last year's draft, the academy selection. One's Lombard, who now puts it to the top of the goal square for the Gold Coast Suns. Long juggling, couldn't bring it in. Brain up the corridor. Mark taken by McCluggage.
He's looked solid, Yuland, hasn't he? Just bodylined the footy then, put his head over it and won it back.
Lions on the transition. Neal to right half forward. Lohmann sends it long to the top of the square. Morris takes the mark. Didn't even compose himself, just dropped it on his boot and he put it through for his third.
It's a pretty high standard of footy for a pre-season game, isn't it, this time? He plays it clean. The transition has been super from both sides. They're looking to attack and get the ball on the angle and move the ball to the far side, and they're going quickly from defence to attack. Inside set up really well for that counter-attack. Lohmann, who's been very quiet in this game. Spoke about, we only just saw Ben King pop up. That's the first time we've seen him for the evening as well, Lohmann. He does save his best work for September, so I don't expect to get him to be too excited at the moment. Logan Morris, that's his 3rd goal. He's got the better of Andrew in this contest majority of the time.
Margins 5 points on the Tyre Power Trusted Tyre Expert scoreboard. It's in favour of the Suns as we another throw up in the middle. Wits down to Petrarca, to the top of the 50. Wilmot, was he being held? Yes, he was.
Yeah, good positioning again from Wilmot. Really proactive, getting that front spot, winning it as a defender and earning the free kick.
Fletcher to Coleman, gives it off to Will Ashcroft. Inside 50 with the kick. Just a little too much on it for Lohmann. Got knocked away into the path of Petrarca. To Yuland. On the outside, Closey. to Weller. High ball to right half forward. Off hands. Fletcher. Oh, he knocked it into the path of Petrarca. Gardner smothered it. Power collected. He got claimed by Coleman. Charlie Cameron again coming off half back. Socketed forward. Cut down by Oscar Adams for the Suns.
They've played that a free kick for sliding in against Adams to Charlie Cameron. There was no contact made at all.
Cameron goes inside 50 with his kick. Off hands. Lohman tracking it to the boundary line. Keeps it in play. Centres it back towards the top of the goal square for the Lions. Curtin went up. Came down. Ezekiel, and it's come off the side of his boot out on the full.
Ezekiel.
And Bruce Reville will get the free kick. Goes short. And Levi Ashcroft. There's the ball in his possession. He's about 20 metres out, but on a very tight angle. Right forward pocket.
I don't think this is going to be to the top of the square. He's going to have a ping here as the siren will go.
And good news for those playing at home. Each quarter's gone about 32 minutes so far tonight.
Why is that good news?
Just a quicker game. You get to go home earlier as Levi Ashcroft puts it on its way and he puts it through. And after all that, where the Suns pretty much led, in fact they did lead, apart from when scores were level at the 2-minute mark of the first quarter, it's the first time tonight that the Lions have edged their nose in front by a point. 9-5-59 plays, 9-4-58. All thanks to Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts. As we go to the half-time break, Kearns, your initial thoughts from that first half?
Very enjoyable game of footy. Suns out the blocks, quick, and then been a good fight back, and particularly in the second half of the first quarter. If that makes sense, from the Brisbane Lions and all the big dogs getting involved. I'm enjoying the contest. Transition footy has been really slick from both teams. They're pretty hard to stop once they get going, but it's been sharp and enjoyable so far.
It has indeed. We'll get into a few more of the nuts and bolts on the other side of this. You're listening to AFL Nation. It's the Lions leading by a point at half-time.
This is the 2026 AFL Community Series on AFL Nation. Thanks to Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts.
Here's another powerful reason to choose Tyre Power. With more than 290 stores right across the country, we're not just Australia's biggest group of independent tyre retailers, we're all 100% Aussie owned. That's 100% Aussie owned, 100% independent, local and loyal. And we reckon that's more important than ever. Visit tyrepower.com.au or call 13 21 91 for your local independent owner.
Pancare Foundation supports Australians facing upper gastrointestinal cancers, including pancreatic, liver, biliary, stomach and esophageal cancers. These are some of the toughest cancers to detect, with an overwhelming impact on families. That's why, with your help, Pancare provides support through diagnosis and treatment while driving vital research. Together, we can create real impact today and hope for tomorrow. Stand with Pancare. Show your support at giving.pancare.org.au and click Campaign Change the Game from the drop-down.
Real people, real products, real fun. No matter who you are, Sexyland has something real sexy for everyone. With Australia's biggest range of sexy costumes, lingerie, couples toys and fun gifts and games for adults. Sexyland. 11 stores in Melbourne and Geelong, open till midnight 7 days a week. Or shop online for 2-hour delivery. Sexyland.com.au.
G'day, it's David Zaharakis here. These days, I've swapped my footy boots for triathlons. And trust me, the right gear still counts. Whether I'm running marathons, chasing a personal best, or just getting the training miles in, I only wear Underworks sports socks. They're engineered for performance, designed for comfort, and, most importantly, built for the long run. Underworks, the number wonder down under for socks. Find them at all leading retailers.
Nobody calls us with good news. We hear from you when things have gone wrong.
When you're injured or sick because of your job.
When you've been hurt in a road accident.
When a trip to the shop ends in the back of an ambulance.
But it's okay. We know what to do. At Carbone Lawyers, we're experts in getting you compensation.
So remember, when things go wrong, get Carbone on the phone.
Get Carbone on the phone.
Get Carbone on the phone.
We don't settle for less, neither should you.
Visit carbonelawyers.com.au or call 1-800 369 888.
The E&S Clearance Outlet is turning 10. To celebrate, we're offering massive savings on brands like Bosch, Fisher & Paykel, Westinghouse, Smeg, Villeroy & and Caroma. Until the end of February, get an extra 20% off fridges, washers and dryers, an extra 20% off ovens, dishwashers and cooktops, an extra 30% off kitchen sinks and taps, and an incredible 50% off all bathroom products. So visit the E&S Clearance Outlet in Clayton and get value the E&S way. Silent Saturday. Teasers apply.
As a traditional caring butchery, the Butcher Club source quality produce delivered with exceptional customer service. But it's simply not your average butcher shop. As founding corporate members, the Butcher Club are proud to support the Superheroes Foundation that assists families impacted by brain cancer. Superheroes Foundation helps cover expenses such as medications, travel, childcare, hospital parking, specialist appointments and anything in between, with 100% of proceeds going directly to those in need. Superheroes Foundation and the Butcher Club, helping families affected by brain cancer.
You know what makes sense? Netball at the 2032 Brisbane Olympics, and SEN's backing the bid for it to be added to the sports program. Netball's a world-class athletic sport played by over 13 million players worldwide. In fact, it's Australia's most popular team sport amongst women. Our Diamonds are number one in the world. So come on, Australia wants to share this great sport with the world and inspire little girls and boys everywhere to take to the court. Help SEN back the bid to get netball into the Olympics. Sign the pledge at netball.com.au.
This is the 2026 AFL Community Series on AFL Nation. Thanks to Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts.
Morris brought to ground. Cameron goes to ground. Morris has another crack. Gets the handball out to Bailey. To McCluggage. Standing start from 50. Makes it. Hugh McCluggage with his first of the evening. A nice one from 50. Davies has done a couple of nice things. Sends it towards left half forward. King involved in this wrestle and ends up using the afterburners to break away and get the goal. Not the conventional way a big man wants to do it, but Ben King gets his first. Charlie Cameron roving, gave a hot handball away to Bailey, who takes a bounce, runs into some space, straightens up and curls it through delightfully. Another 100,000. It is King. Second goal for the night for Zach Bailey. And it sees the Lions with a 1-point lead at half-time of this community series game at Brighton Homes Arena. 9-5-59 Brisbane, Gold Coast 9-4-58. The Suns leading for much, in fact all of that first half tonight. 3 goals to Logan Morris. There's also a couple there to Zach Bailey, and then on the other side of the equation, Jed Walter kicked a couple of goals in the opening term. Tuke Miller's also kicked a couple of goals in the first half. As we get into our halftime floor show for Choices Flooring, style, comfort, quality, helping you choose with confidence. Matthew Cox alongside the 2008 Brownlow medalist who coughed up a lung during that break, which has made me a little nervous given the confined space we're in tonight. But Adam Cooney, you are with us.
Just.
What do you make of the opening half action?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was great footy. Both sides had passages of play that will be reviewed positively. I think on probably tomorrow they might watch it. So transition has been really strong, particularly from the Suns. I mean, they're at their best when they win the ball off half back, and Noble is streaming through the middle of the field, and they're getting overlap run with Anderson, and then getting on the end of it the big forwards. Walter has looked pretty dangerous at times. He looks strong, he looks fit. He's helped out at both ends of the field. He's kicked a couple of goals. Bram Petrarca has been prominent as well. He's at the 14. He's been a little bit fumbly, so he has missed a couple of ground balls, but he's got plenty of the footy. He's had 12 contested possession and 5 clearances in the first half, so he'll be happy with that. I've enjoyed watching Powell getting some more midfield minutes as well. He's had the 12 disposals for 5 score involvements. Noah Anderson was absolutely everywhere in the first quarter, dropped off a little bit in the second term, started the game with a great goal running inside 50 from centre bounce. But the man of the moment has been Zach Bailey. He's just sort of snuck up on us a little bit and then burst onto the scene in the second quarter. He finished the half with 15, 2 goals, 2, and 7 score involvements. And we were just singing his praises about how much money the kid's going to get. And then he ran around 3 players, took a bounce and curled one in that most players in the competition wouldn't be able to do. So, I mean, he's going to get his pay. He's going to get his bag. He's been terrific tonight, nearly 400 metres gained as well, 4 inside 50s. He's been superb. Bruce Reville, so took a couple of the lesser lights. Reville has been really good in the back half and penetrating with his ball use. He's had the 10 disposals and some nice link-up work from half-back. Blasted one from... He had a 50-50 at one stage. Kicked one from the defensive 50 and it landed inside forward 50. So he blasted one. He's been pretty good. Logan Morris has been the prominent forward for the Brisbane Lions with 3 goals. So both sides have certainly had their opportunities. It was 10 inside 50s to 3 at one stage in the first quarter. Those total numbers now are +6 to the Brisbane Lions. So they've wrestled that back from the first 10 minutes of the game to be 31 inside 50s to 25. Would you like me to ask, or would you like me to just keep waffling, or do you want to ask me something?
Well, I was going to ask, there was a little moment in that second term where they just weren't quite executing in front of goal, Brisbane, and we know that they've had some history that's been associated with that. Beautiful night at Brighton Homes Arena, so no weather impacting that. A little early red flag, or am I reading too much into it?
You're reading too much into this pre-season business. Charlie Cameron, probably the main culprit, who has had shots from tight on the boundary, but you expect, in these conditions on this deck where he's had thousands and thousands of shots in those very positions, that he'd be good enough to finish. He hasn't. He's dropped a couple of marks. He's been a bit fumbly. He's had a couple of free kicks go his way, and he's missed his 2 opportunities in front of goal. So he's a little bit rusty at this stage. What do they call it? Patina, I think, is another name for rust. Matthew, you're looking at me with blank glasses there. I think patina's another name for rust. Yep. Anyway.
There's 2 of us here in the commentary box that have just looked at each other and gone, we have never heard that, Adam. So
Hey, Siri, what is patina?
I'm hoping that...
Oh, no. It's a thin layer that variously forms on the surface of copper, brass, bronze, and similar metals. So there you go. Patina's rust. Yeah, I think I'm right. I'm right enough.
Okay. Clearly, have you been to the same lecture that Sam Mitchell was using ChatGPT AI over the off-season?
AI? Was that you? Was I working with you? Oh, I was with Hargraves on Sports Day, and we did that. We did 2 segments of AI. I did that. Hey Siri, how do you beat Hawthorn?
Yeah,
and we came up with a plan to beat Hawthorn with ChatGPT.
Everyone can now send their feedback to you as well for making all of our... My Siri went off there as well, so thank you very much for that.
People in their cars and Siri's talking to them. A bit of patina for all of us at the moment. A thin layer of rust on copper, brass. I'm right. Do we have the SEN temper text on at the moment?
We can get it up for you.
Let's get some feedback.
1 point margin in favour of Brisbane. 9-5-59 plays 9-4-58. Earlier today it was the Swans by 34 and a very wet and miserable. It was actually just a shot on our screens, Coons, of the rooms flooded at Henson Park.
Gee, hopefully Andy and Kickers were okay getting to the airport.
I think they were fine, just quietly.
I should have gone to Ed Sheeran tonight,
I think we're going to go to a break here. I think
Ginger brother.
Slowly losing, Coons. Half-time, Lions by a point.
This This is the 2026 AFL Community Series on AFL Nation. Thanks to Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts.
Does it feel good to have expert advice when you need it from Kennard's Hire?
Ken Oath!
Whether you've got a big job or an even bigger job, get that Ken Oath feeling.
Kennard's make your job easy.
As a traditional caring butchery, the Butcher Club source quality produce delivered with exceptional customer service. But it's simply not your average butcher shop. As founding corporate members, the Butcher Club are proud to support the Superheroes Foundation that assists families impacted by brain cancer. Superheroes Foundation helps cover expenses such as medications, travel, childcare, hospital parking, specialist appointments and anything in between, with 100% of proceeds going directly to those in need. Superheroes Foundation and the Butcher Club, helping families affected by brain cancer.
Had an accident? Get your car fixed now and pay for it later. Sheen Panel Service are now offering Afterpay with 27 locations across Victoria, a range of over 600 accident replacement vehicles, a lifetime guarantee on repairs, plus Sheen can even pick up and drop off your vehicle. Fix now, pay later at Sheen Panel Service. Find your closest location at sheengroup.com.au.
T's and C's apply.
Real luxury is having the freedom to drive the way you want. From intelligent hybrids that charge as you go and versatile plug-in hybrids that fit seamlessly around your life to pure performance vehicles that make every drive feel alive. Every Lexus is built with precision, comfort and care. It's more than a car. It's a true driving experience. Discover the luxury of choice at Lexus of Brighton today. LMCT 9897.
Real people, real products, real fun. No matter who you are, Sexyland has something real sexy for everyone. With Australia's biggest range of sexy costumes, lingerie, couples toys and fun gifts and games for adults. Sexyland. 11 stores in Melbourne and Geelong, open till midnight 7 days a week. Or shop online for 2-hour delivery. Sexyland.com.au.
Love your footy? Don't just watch the game. Get the full picture with Code Sports. We're talking breaking news, deep analysis, big interviews, and the stories you won't get anywhere else. Get every angle of the game with Code Sports. Grab the app today.
Be captivated this autumn carnival when the All-Star Mile returns to Super Saturday on March 7th at Flemington. This is your chance to own the mile and to experience the race day as an owner while watching the All-Star Mile from the mounting yard. Oh, what I wouldn't give to be in the mounting yard with a horse with some sort of a hope of winning the famous All-Star Mile. You'll also have the chance to win a share of $200,000. The All-Star Mile at Flemington, it's Super Saturday, supercharged. Enter at vrc.com.au/own the mile. T's and C's apply.
It's tea time, Dusty. I know. I'm in the Future Golf app, booking a tea time right now.
No, not that tea time, mate. It's tea time on SEN with you and I.
Don't miss Future Golf's Tea Time on SEN tonight at 5:55pm. Hear about Miles Fitzner's journey as he explores the huge variety of courses and Future Golf membership offers. Joined by Dusty from Future Golf. They chat courses, events and all things happening at your local track. Download the Future Golf app with live tea times coming soon.
You hear that? That's the sound of something building. Not just anything. That's someone's future. Some people build the hard way. But with CBus, you can do it the smart way. CBus Super. Build your something. Read the PDS and TMD to decide if CBus is right for you.
This is the 2026 AFL Community Series on AFL Nation. Thanks to Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts.
It is the AFL Nation Community Series coverage of the Brisbane Lions and the Gold Coast Suns. It's the Lions by a point at halftime as we bring our Choices Flooring, helping you make the right choice flooring show to a close. Matthew Cox alongside Adam Cooney. And
it's a good one, that. Best one for the year.
Well, best one for us for the year so far.
You had Pickers and Mark covered.
Yeah, well, At least our commentary feed hasn't gone disappearing at the moment. Although we have had some feedback that apparently everywhere else apart from Ipswich in southeast Queensland is either bucketing down with rain or incredibly windy.
Yeah.
And from what we can gather, it is a picture of perfection out there at Brighton Homes Arena.
Well, let me just open the commentary box. Just put my hand. Oh, there's a little bit of breeze floating right of your radio dial from left to right. So it's sort of pushing it over slightly, but it's only about 7 or 8 knots.
Hot air coming out of your mouth, I think.
Yes.
But the issue that I was going to bring up on the back of that information, though, Coombs, this time last year there was a threat of a cyclone off southeast Queensland that interrupted opening round, and I heard this morning that there's just maybe a little low-pressure system forming off the coast.
Well, it ruined Essendon's season last year, that missing that first game. Started a week behind the 8 ball, never recovered.
Well, it's good to see that we've learnt, because teams that are fixtured in opening round don't have the same buys as each other throughout the early part of the season, so we can't cleanly gather it back up if indeed this
will be right
thing was forming off the coast.
Did it end up eventuating? Was it chaos up there at that stage? Or couldn't they could have played the game, couldn't they? In the end of it, we cancelled training at Geelong College 2 weeks ago because of a low pressure front coming through, and by the time we would have started training at 5:15, the sun was out. There wasn't a breath of wind. It was magnificent conditions.
There's a bigger story here. Who called that training session off?
It was the director of football, and I'm happy to name and shame, Nathan Brown. It was all his fault.
So it wasn't...
He said, let's get the boys out there and get them working.
You did not. You had other plans, I reckon.
Yeah, I had a poker night on. No, never.
Adam Cootie with us on AFL Nation. Lions by a point as we get back underway in the middle. And McCluggage goes to work, spinning on a dime. Sends it inside, attacking 50 for the Lions. Morris and Gallup got in each other's way. Ball at ground level. Will Ashcroft unable to escape the clutches of Dan Rioli. Ball up.
He started in the forward line, Will Ashcroft. He's just cruising around. He's been reasonably quiet with just the 11 disposals.
He gathered it again and then got claimed by Witts. So we get another stoppage inside 50 for the Lions. 45 out from home directly in front. Witts the tap down over the top of Curtin, who's continuing in the ruck. No Draper. No Force. He was rested tonight as well, so a couple of youngsters having to battle up against Jared Witts.
He's taking the points too, Witts.
He certainly has. He palmed that down too with perfection, but again, it's into congestion. Another ball up.
I'll get some hit-out data for you in a second, Matthew.
I'm worried about you and that computer. You've already had an issue with that tonight. Berry.
Got 2 of them in front of me.
Hands off to Fletcher, and a third is a spare, which
None
makes
of
me
them work.
Gallup trying to claim the mark, but Collins was holding his body in front, and he claimed the mark. And now sends it to the outer side. Miller running onto it. Got it on the up to Weller, who continues down the outer wing with the kick. Just had too much on it for Walter. Ravel scooped away. In fact, that was Humphrey on his hammer. At the back to Gardner. And the Lions are able to use some composure to navigate off half-back. Neal, taking side of the outer wing. Goes to McCluggage, who unloads. Doesn't quite make the distance. Lands in the square. Morris got rid of Andrew and puts it through. That's the second time tonight that he's doubled it through from the, 2 centimetres behind the goal line.
Well, it's really hard to defend from a Mac Andrew point of view because of the speed in which the way the ball came in. I've liked the game from Bruce Ravel tonight. He's been rock solid behind the footy. Again, won a contest against Humphrey, got the ball going back the other way, and then just really smart ball use, fast enough to get it inside 50 and deep without the Gold Coast Suns defenders having time to get back and block that entry. Everyone laid off Hugh McCluggage, so he thought, well, I'll take the space and have a ping, and ended up being a one-on-one contest with Morris, and he just ragdolled Mac Andrew, who's turning this one into a mare of an evening.
Yep, so Morris now with 4. And Andrew with a few moments that he would have liked back. All up again in the middle. Margin now at 7 points. 10-5-65 plays 9-4-58. Suns led for pretty much all of that first half, apart from the final siren of the second quarter where Bailey put it through for a goal to put them in front at half-time by a point. Out wide to Jeffrey, who goes to Noble. Ball towards half forward. Gardner takes the mark, gives a handball off to Neil, and Reville coming off half back. I'm not getting the boost that we usually get from the grandstands. Charlie Cameron paddles it in front of himself. Left forward pocket, straightens up, good vision, finds McCarthy.
I kind of wanted him to ignore McCarthy there and have a shot from the pocket, because it would have been a great goal, but really selfless stuff by Charles. And McCarthy, who will really appreciate that, because he's been a bit sloppy by foot, but he's getting plenty of opportunity. This will be goal number 2.
If he converts.
Correct.
And it'll be Brisbane's 4th in a row if he's able to put it through, and he hasn't. It's dribbled through now by Bodie Uland for a Mitre score.
That'll come with time. He's missed a heap of footy. Link McCarthy, once he sharpens that disposal up, he'll be a real weapon for him in that front 6.
So the Suns, who came out with a lot of intensity early on, just a little flat at the moment. Powell ran his full measure, took a bounce, got all awkward, regathered and just escaped. There's a whistle in the marking contest at centre-half forward. Ugle-Hagan is the recipient of it. Pops it up inside 50. Ben King on the lead, but it was well out too wide.
Lazy kick from Jamara, who's had just the one opportunity so far inside 50. He made the most of that. Just the 3 disposals. Kicked a nice goal, but probably want to do a little bit more if he's going to cement his spot for the first game.
Boundary throw in. It's the Lions that'll clear through Berry. Bouncing ball on the centre wing. Collins. It's spun around by Gallup, who wins the free kick defensive side of the broadcast wing. Lions by 8 points. Short ball to Morris, who's centre wing, so they're 2 primary targets inside 50 are doing their work at the moment on the wing. Gallup's kick, not great. Cut off. Jeffrey gives it to Andrews. A little spooked by Dunkley. Had to retreat to Jeffrey to Powell. Inside defensive 50.
That's the kick.
That's a beautiful kick.
Oh, he had to give that to Rioli, who was running past.
It's Petrarca, who pops it on top of the centre circles, where Anderson takes the mark, and he goes high with the kick inside 50. Ugle-Hagan cut in with speed, but didn't complete the mark. It's the Lions that are able to mop up. Coleman, not the distance, called to play on right in the goal square, and elects to go to Joyce in the back pocket on the outer side.
They just missed an opportunity to go inside 50 and break that wall that was in there. If Petrarca had given the hands to Rioli, it would have been a deep entry and probably a goal, but just chose to go back the other way, and the moment was passed. So, yeah, just want to see him cut inboard to corridor, which Rioli, I mean, that's his bread and butter. That's where he gets paid his dollars. That handball receive off half back and distributing inside 50. Missed opportunity.
Connection with new teammates too.
Yeah, and a little bit of brand. A little bit of brand Petrarca about it.
So Hugh McCluggage, I was just about to mention this. He's got tape on the left calf. He'd come up on my device, Coons, as off the ground injured, which I thought may have been just put him on ice. That's the end of his night, but it looks as though he might be trying to come back on, and there's a fair bit of strapping on that calf.
Why would you bother? He's played an Origin game. He's played a half here. He's one of your prime movers. Cotton wool him now.
Particularly when you got the Western Bulldogs Saturday week at the Gabba for opening round. Ball inside 50 for the Suns. Off hands, long, desperate. Couldn't do much with it. Lombard, the fend off on Reville. Got it to Anderson, who just misjudged the kick underneath the King, knocked away from him by Gardner, through for a minor score.
Lombard's done some strong things inside 50 as well. He's sharp, quick feet. He's able to get away from 1 or 2 opponents, and then the big don't argue against Bruce Reville. So he's got some speed, he's got some strength too. Leonardo Lombardo.
Very nicely done from you, Adam Cooney. Ball towards left half forward. Andrew got in the way of Gallop. Tried to soccer it forward. Ravel bursting through again. Oh, he's cleaning him up, slicing him up, and then got brought down. Released the handball. Cut off by Hewland. Went to Noble, to Andrew. Back to Hewland, who bounced it down the wing and turned it over. Lyons went towards centre half forward. Curtin couldn't complete the mark. Then sold Lockie Neal up the creek with Tuke Miller laying over the top. Umpire letting things go, and Neal was able to knock it out. Now the whistle is blown. Will Ashcroft trapped. Will Powell trying to untangle, and
he's got one high from the umpire inside 50, I think he's called it.
Will Ashcroft goes wide to Coleman, who's pretty much left half forward, puts it into the left forward pocket for the Brisbane Lions. Pack flies, no one brought it in. Gallop head over the footy. Andrew somehow ended up with it in his possession, then got claimed. Let Collins applying the tackle on.
It's just a little hug, wasn't it? He needs some love, Mac. He's had a tough night. Collins thought we saw him on all fours and took his opportunity.
As Noble goes to Dunkley. Ashcroft. Oh, McCarthy. He thought he had it, but it was nowhere near it. Connor McKenna from 45. Piercing drop punt goes through for a goal. Giving us a reminder of what he's capable of as well, Adam Cooney.
That quick was hand to foot there from Connor McKenna. Not too many players in the competition can do that. I mean, just to steady up and drop it perfectly. He's a good kick around the body on both sides. And that was classic Irish action from Connor McKenna. We'll probably have a Guinness to celebrate tonight. Real stereotypical stuff from me there.
Very much so. Also, another player that will be trying to work his way in from the fringe. Had a few injury issues last year to deal with, but it's just one of those depth players maybe at the moment, Coons.
Yeah, tough. It's tough to break into the back six, especially if you're a running player. There's really only one spot with Zorko locking down one, and Ravel, who's been terrific tonight. Coleman is trying to make his way back into this side as well. So, again, they've got some good headaches.
Suns go inside 50 and Long takes the mark. Directly in front, 30 out.
Wilmot is another one who's pretty much locked in defence for them back there. So there's not a lot of spots, unfortunately, that are going to open up.
As Ben Long starts his approach. And just sneaks it in. It did go left, but not left enough for that Brisbane Lions fan who's trying to barrack it through for a point. So the Suns reduce the margin back to 7 points. 11-6-72 plays 10-5-65. All thanks to Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts.
Just watching Jamara forward of the contest, just mistiming his leap, sort of floating across the pack. You can tell that there's a bit of patina about his game as well, Matthew. Which will come with time.
The rabbit hole we went down at half-time. Apparently that's another name for rust.
Yes it is.
You're very happy with yourself that you were verified, considering that a lot of us here...
I was a bit nervous.
You were nervous.
I'm going to be honest, but it is a green or brown film on the surface of bronze or similar metals provided by oxidisation. So, Cooney 1, Cox 0.
Graham slicing it up, coming out of the middle to win the clearance for the Suns, and has delivered it to Ben Long, who's lining up for his third.
And I think, should we congratulate Will Graham? Oh no, it's his second kick. Got one earlier in this quarter, but he was statless in the first half.
I think he was one of those that was being preserved.
Which is why.
Ben Long straight into the post.
No, I think he got some minutes.
Did he?
Yeah, he wasn't in orange. Orange is on the pine here on the champion data list. He wasn't in orange in the first quarter. I'll check his minutes.
Thank you, Adam Cooney. All over it. Bear with me. Glad you got that laptop working.
You do the commentary, I'll have a look.
Righto, Levi Ashcroft, left half back, going up the outer wing, and very close to the line. McKenna knocked away from him by Jeffrey, who is wearing number 16. Now, on all the official bits of paper that I've got in front of me and the Bible, he's listed as number 40.
Really?
I don't know. It's just a curiosity.
Yeah, so Will Graham has played 62% of the game, Matthew.
Glad that was
62% of the game.
taken on board. Yes, I heard you the first time.
Oh, you just didn't acknowledge that I was right again.
I was just trying to bring something up. But I thought it
Cooney
might be
2, Cox 0.
I think it might be 3-0 after that comment. Humphrey to Weller, centre wing broadcast side. Lombard, stripped the tackle that was applied by Coleman that ended up being awarded a high tackle. Gave it to Anderson, who, again, just couldn't get the bend across the body from the left forward pocket. Lands in the right forward pocket. Ugelhagen and Long trying to fend off the pressure. Ugelhagen fires it into King, who had his kick smothered. Could have been a nice little early highlight for the Gold Coast Suns. For Ugelhagen and Ben King linking up, but in the end it ricocheted through for a minus score.
Well, it was tricky work from Jamara, who was in the phone box. Danced his way through 2 or 3 that came at him. Dished the handball out to King, who made a meal of it. But just to confirm those suspicions with the advantage that Jared Witts has tonight, 36 hit-outs. Zaka Stelsky, just the 9. Cody Curtin, 4.
Yeah, and we haven't seen Ned Moore yet either for the Gold Coast Suns.
No, he is one who has been preserved so far, Matthew.
Oh, so I'm right there.
Yes.
So that's 1-3.
Well, no, because I didn't disagree with you.
I'm playing it because I've got nothing else to play. Lions have won the free kick. Attacking side of the outer wing, Levi Ashcroft and Zeke Hewland just introducing each other to themselves.
Got the Blondies going at it.
Levi now hoists it inside 50 for Brisbane. No one home.
Jed.
And the 2 Suns left it way. Oscar Adams and Jed Walter just both looked at it, bounced.
Counter-attack is on.
Yes, that's worked out well in the end. Anderson inside 50. Oh, Long just bounced off his chest. Good body work, though, on Joyce to try and protect it. Lions, though, with the numbers. Wilmot. And now Reville will take the outlet mark. And finally we hear the Roos for the first time tonight.
I don't know why. It's the first time because he's been terrific.
He's been everywhere.
He's had 14 disposals. 15, actually. He's been everywhere. 16 now.
Up to Gallup.
363 metres gained.
And Lohman pokes it inside 50. And taking the mark is Marshall. 45-degree angle, 40 metres out.
Yeah, I've loved his game tonight, Bruce. It's going to be hard to displace for a spot in that back 6 for opening round against the Dishlickers. He has been terrific.
And when you think about it, the Brandon Starcevic role, the Kalarchi role, so there are roles that could potentially be up for grabs for those fringe players coming into this team.
Good call, Matthew.
It's 2-3 now, Marshall.
Claiming everything you say.
I have to. Lohman takes a nice mark. Top of the goal square. Nice to see him with a bit of hair back on his head too after
shaving up.
Yeah, it wasn't a great look in the
best look, is it? If you've got sort of that golden blonde hair,
the luscious locks,
just keep it for as long as you can. Before you have kids and it falls out.
Oh, that's skewed off the side of the boot. Just sneaks in for a goal. Lohman's first of the evening. And the Lions are back out to an 11-point lead on the Tyre Power, your trusted tyre expert scoreboard.
He's had some moments tonight, Kyle Lohman. It's been pretty quiet. He won't mind. He's still got a few more months till he likes to peak anyway, so he did his best to miss that from the top of the goal square as well. Just snuck it in. So they don't look too stressed at the moment, do they, the boys in the Brisbane Lions outfit?
It had a feeling in the first half of intensity that you don't normally experience in a community series.
Yeah, it was high.
Now it's fallen into this is a practice match.
Yeah, I mean, even Noah Anderson, who probably was blistering start. He had 5 inside 50s in the first quarter, kicked the goal. He was everywhere, had 10 disposals. I mean, he's butchering it. He's just crawled his way to 16 now, so he's dropped away, so as has the intensity in this one.
Zach Ostelski doing some nice work in the ruck and attributing or assisting with that free kick going the way of the Brisbane Lions. You got a nice little tab out there, Coons.
Yeah, Zach Ostelski, he's done some good things.
There's Will McLaughlin. First time we've seen him tonight as well. Goes to the top of the goal square for the Brisbane Lions. Off hands, Closey. Delivers it to Jeffrey, to McAndrew. Goes out wide to Zeke Euland. It goes down the outer boundary line on the wing. Awkward. Ends up back with Zeke Euland, who this time delivers it better to Petrarca. Plays on immediately. Sends the ball inside 50 for Gold Coast. Walter, heavy collision with Joyce. Wasn't happy with the treatment and made sure he dealt with it after the disposal was given away. Zach Ostelski's taken the mark.
A pretty average kick by Petrarca going inside 50. Had 3 or 4 options, chose the worst one, and then kicked it on top of Jed Walter's head. Easy to defend, so he's got to clean up his ball use, particularly when there's no pressure and you're kicking it inside 50.
And there's a 50-metre penalty that's gone our man's way. His name's Zach Ostelski.
Say it again.
No, once is enough. Wilmot towards the left half forward. I don't think I got it right that time.
I like him. He's a bit undersized for the role that he's playing at the moment, but he's fought hard.
Inside 50. Oh, boots a ball flying out of the pack. Who was that getting booted by? That was Dunkley.
Zane Zakostelski. He's 196, so sort of undersized ruck and forced to play that role with a few injuries from the big boys at the Lions.
Yeah, so Draper unsure of his availability. As the kick from the Suns is poor coming out of defensive 50. Weller made the most of it. Ball towards the wing. Graham knocks it forward. Long will get there first and just paddles it into the path of Ben King, who tried to feed it back to Long. King got clobbered up by Joyce, so King gets the free kick. Not entirely sure what that was for, Coons.
No, it was sort of half fumbled it. Anyway, if he picked it up cleanly and handballed it out, it would have been a goal. Got a lucky free kick after he got rid of it.
Ben King tried to deliver it to Jed Walter, who now has lingered a tackle on Coleman, so it'll be a free kick to the Brisbane Lions inside defensive 50. Darcy Ford was the other big man that I wanted to mention before. He's just being rested, so you think he will be inserted into the opening round game against the Western Bulldogs next week.
Yeah. I mean, he's done well, Zach Ostelski. Curtin, you know, he's obviously a developing ruck who needs to work on a few things in his game. So, yeah, if they can have Fort available, he walks in.
Curtin picked 43 in last year's draft for the Brisbane Lions, so a very raw talent.
Big boy, though.
Gardner feeds it to Joyce. And goes down the line. Dunkley takes the mark. And do also with the key defenders ponder how that'll structure up throughout the year. No, Harris Andrews, he's not playing tonight, also being rested, but the news during the week that Jack Payne's going to be on the sideline for a little longer after another knee surgery, so...
Well, Joyce has been out there tonight taking on bigger bodies. Not sure if I'm wrapped if he's my second or third defender.
Lester should come back in. He was concussed in the match simulation last week, along with Oscar Allen. So
you can just set him in the back six and he just never gets beaten.
Yep, and just keep rolling him over on one-year contracts.
Well, they used to do that with Starcevic as well, but as you mentioned, Coxie.
Yep, he's no longer there.
You're going to be busy in the West Coast back six.
Baller right half forward.
Might win their best and fairest, the disposal count.
For the Gold Coast Suns. He's saying that's the motivation for him going across.
Yeah, well, why
not? There'll be a free kick the way of Brisbane, right half forward. Josh Dunkley.
It's a little purple patch here from Josh Dunkley. 3 or 4 in a row.
Yep. Freshly minted toe.
Shocking handball.
Yep. Right on cue too after you gave him a little pump up. McCarthy kept the ball alive. Ball bobbling in the back pocket now for the Suns. Noble trying to feed it up to Close. He cut off. Charlie Cameron for a standing start. Cue the music. Come on, where is it?
There it is. Is it on?
What is that? Oh, that's
Foxy. Shh.
That's a modern tune, Coons. It's not country.
Ooh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader. That must just be his pre-season song.
I'm flat.
See, what time were we on air? 7. So I left home at 6. I've just got a text from my 17-year-old son at 9:05. Where are you? He mustn't have had his dinner. He would have texted his mum before. She's at Ed Sheeran. She wouldn't have got back to him because she's enjoying herself. He's texted me, where are you? Next thing it'll be, what's for dinner? Piss off, mate. Make your own dinner.
All harmony in the Cooney household by the sounds of things.
Get your act together.
Lions by 18 points after the Cameron goal. Ball to left half forward. Graham, for the Suns that is. And the umpires picked out the free kick that will go the way of Gold Coast. So they'll remain at left half forward. Closey to take it just beyond the 50. Loads up towards the square play. What a brilliant grab taken by Bailey Humphrey. Top of the goal square, an early highlight for the year for that young man.
You've got bucket loads of talent, Bailey Humphrey. We know he's partial to a stroll around the tan. But that was a serious high flyer.
So to reduce the margin back to 12 points. Humphrey comes in with a little bit of commentary in the background and he puts it through.
Nice early contender for pre-season mark of the year.
So what would you get for that, you reckon?
I think you get a Matchbox car. He doesn't say much and he doesn't wear pants, Humphrey, but it takes a good grab.
3.5 quarters into the season for that joke to be rolled out from Adam Cooney. It's the first one for the year. Everyone at home, take note.
Yes, I'll be repeating it weekly for the next 25.
Tell you what it was, though. It was an unmissable moment for Drinkwise. You won't miss a moment if you drink Wise. Lions by 12. All thanks to Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts. 13.785 plays 11.773. Back in the middle. That young man did it again. Zakostolski over the top of Witts. Bailey. It's the clearing kick out to left half forward.
Reckon he's worn him down, Coxie.
Well, potentially. It was a nice leap, though. A springboard. Lohman pressured in the forward pocket over the boundary line out of play by Noble. He's got a bit of claret leaking out of his eyebrow.
And he does. Bit of glue.
Bit of tape. That time go down. Witts fell on top of Zakostolski and Witts ended up with the free kick. I think
if it's bad, they staple them up now, don't they? Quickly. Dangerous kick from Noble.
Very dangerous. Almost turned over by Charlie Cameron. McKenna on the scene. Brought down and a great tackle by Farah, who's on the ground. We're starting to see a little bit of turnover now of players who didn't make an appearance in the first half. Down along the wing, Walter had a very impressive first half from Jed.
I'll get his numbers for you, Matthew.
Thank you. Sends it inside 50. A little too much on it for Ugelhagen. Will Mine, under pressure, sneaks it through for a rush minor score.
7 disposals tonight for Jed Walter. 2 big goals, good contested marks, 4 score involvements.
So 13.785 plays 11.874. Very in the back pocket. Elects to go back to the goal square. Overcooked the kick for Wilmot. Opened the door for Graham. Popped a handball. Not entirely sure it was legal to Lombard. Found Ugelhagen for a standing start. Puts it through for his second.
As your man, Will Graham. Getting involved?
Not sure it was an entirely legal handball. I'd like to see it on the replay.
Yeah, it was definitely holding the ball. He threw it out.
Yeah, well, it actually popped out.
Popped out in the tackle, but had his opportunity to get rid of it and disposed illegally, so it should have been holding the ball against. But I don't think it's the ideal time to switch the ball off one step with 50 seconds to go in the third quarter if you're the Brisbane Lions.
I reckon that'll get mentioned at three-quarter time by Chris Fagan.
Well, maybe not at three-quarter time, but I didn't even see who it was. Who kicked
Perry.
it? Well, he'll be okay. He'll be fine. Coach probably won't even mention it. He's got enough runs on the board.
Kostelski, another jump. This time read better by Petrarca, who sends it back inside 50, trying to link up again with Ugle-Hagan. Ball off hands. Marshall. Put the handball away. Straight into trouble. Ball up.
Some good fend-offs tonight. Even Marshall then coming in and just palming into the chest. Boys have been in the strong room doing their bench press over the summer.
Lockie Neal was almost dragged down, got back to his feet, sends the kick to the broadcast wing. Andrew thumped it into the path of Lohman, but didn't get a clean possession away. And Gallops is just paddling it towards the boundary line. Pushed out of play.
Got a free kick nonetheless.
I think it actually came off Yulin's foot. And because it dribbled over the line, it's Costa's last disposal.
There you go. So Yulin gets a kick for it.
No, Gallop got a kick for it.
Ineffective kick out of bounds.
Out of bounds, yes, correct.
Cooney gets another point.
What's that, 5-2?
Well, I don't know what you've got your 2 from, but... Oh, no. No, I'm back. My laptop's back.
Boundary throw in.
The laptop can't close because no one knows the password to it here. So I've got to keep rubbing it.
Three-quarter time at Brighton Homes Arena. It is the Lions by 5 points. 13-7-85 plays 12-8-80. Take a break here at three-quarter time. Be back with the final term on the other side of this here on AFL Nation.
This is the 2026 AFL Community Series on AFL Nation. Thanks to Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts.
Up your game in this footy season with Supercoach and make every round mean more. Chase the $50,000 major prize, dominate the all-new Supercoach Cup and claim the glory. Play Supercoach for free today. T's and C's apply. New South Wales TP/01005.
There's EV deals everywhere, but only one Toyota. The new all-electric BZ4X is ready now at Chadstone Toyota. Smarter tech, proven reliability. Make the switch. Test drive today. Oh, what a feeling. Toyota. LMCT 8169.
Pancare Foundation supports Australians facing upper gastrointestinal cancers, including pancreatic, liver, biliary, stomach and esophageal cancers. These are some of the toughest cancers to detect, with an overwhelming impact on families. That's why, with your help, Pancare provides support through diagnosis and treatment while driving vital research. Together, we can create real impact today and hope for tomorrow. Stand with Pancare. Show your support at giving.pancare.org.au and click Campaign Change the Game from the drop-down.
Real people, real products, real fun. No matter who you are, Sexyland has something real sexy for everyone. With Australia's biggest range of sexy costumes, lingerie, couples toys and fun gifts and games for adults. Sexyland. 11 stores in Melbourne and Geelong, open till midnight 7 days a week. Or shop online for 2-hour delivery. Sexyland.com.au.
Whatever your ambition, own it. Search Low Market and make it yours. Piper's ambition, to make it peaceful.
No more shared bathroom chaos.
Kevin and Elsie's ambition, to make it scenic.
Look at that view.
So close to the water.
Your local Low Market brokers are ready to get to work. With access to over 90 banks and lenders, they can compare thousands of loan options to find a solution tailored to your needs.
Make it yours.
Whatever your ambition, find the right loan for you. Search Loan Market.
Loan Market.
Make it yours.
Australian credit licence 390222.
Level up your summer. Hydrate smarter, better, faster every day with Level Up. It's the hydration supplement that'll quench your thirst and hydrate you faster than water alone. Yep, summer won't stand a chance. Each sachet is packed with key electrolytes and minerals and low sugar content. And it's scientifically proven to make you more hydrated. With 5 delicious non-carbonated flavours to choose from, just add water and level up your summer with Level Up. Available nationwide at Chemist Warehouse, Coles and On The Run.
To some, you're a plumber. To us, you're the everyday hero who keeps the world flowing. That's why, to celebrate World Plumbing Day, we're celebrating you. So plumbers, head down to your local Breeze branch on Friday 13th of March to grab a feed, a cold drink, free, limited edition merch and plenty of good vibes. It's our way of saying thanks for everything you do. Breeze works for you.
Installing or upgrading an irrigation system? View the latest from Nutrien Water. Trusted for over 25 years, the Toro 570 Series Sprinkler provide everything needed for residential and commercial contractors. 2500 Series control valves for light commercial and residential use. And 2400 Series control valves for residential use offer solid construction, reliable performance and convenient operation to suit the specific needs of homeowners. Visit nutrienwaterstore.com.au.
With Nutrien Water.
For all your lawn and garden care needs, when a job needs doing, do it with Husqvarna from Mowers Galore. Husqvarna is built to last for years of reliable performance. Like the Husqvarna TS112, a compact garden tractor, now just $3,899 with a 5-year warranty available, save $300. Offer ends Feb 28. Mowers Galore, your authorised Husqvarna dealer offering spare parts, servicing and repairs on all Husqvarna equipment. Mowers Galore, North Geelong, Grovedale, Drysdale and Hoppers Crossing, or mowersgalore.com.au.
This is the 2026 AFL Community Series on AFL Nation. Thanks to Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts.
Well, McCarthy, he thought he had it, but it was nowhere near it. Got a McKenna from 45. Piercing drop punt goes through for a goal. Giving us a reminder of what he's capable of as well, Adam Coon. That quick was hand to foot. McCarthy kept the ball alive. Ball bobbling in the back pocket now for the Suns. Noble tried to feed it up to close. He cut off. Charlie Cameron for a standing start. Cue the music. Come on, where is it? There it is. Is it on? What is that?
It was crap what it was. It wasn't Country Road, which I was very disappointed about. Lions by 5 points, three-quarter time. Adam Cooney with us tonight on AFL Nation.
Just trying to Google cheerleader song. Who sings that? Is it AAMI?
Who?
AAMI.
Who's that?
I don't know. Must be a one-hit wonder. AAMI, yeah, it's not his best. We'd rather hear a little bit of Country Road.
Has he changed it for the year?
Well, I think it just must be his pre-season song.
You can't change it for...
No, you're right. If you're onto a good thing...
Breaks my heart.
I think we'll see it round one.
I hope we see it in opening round.
Well, we've got the Dogs opening round, so hopefully it doesn't kick any.
From the restart, we get another one.
It's another point for me.
Yeah, it is. Neil wins the clearance. I'm not acknowledging it anymore. Ball inside 50. Racing away towards the boundary line. Farah couldn't keep it in. The Suns, boundary throwing.
Disguised it well then, Farah. Wanted to take the ball out. Just feigned the handball. Did it well.
One of the players that didn't see much action, if any, in the first half, so he's getting his opportunity now.
Get his time on ground for you, Coxie.
Thank you. Davies scoops it up, trying to break through the Dunkley tackle and can't do so Dunkley will be rewarded with the free kick.
He's played 7% of this game and he's had 8 AFL fantasy points for 1 disposal.
Thank you, Adam Cooney. Comprehensive report, that. So this man's been pretty comprehensive tonight as well, Josh Dunkley. From just inside 50, sprayed it out to the right. It's not coming back. Off heads, Curtains put it through. No, it's hit the post.
How?
Curtin tried to scoop it up and it just glanced the padding, I think, on the left-hand goal post. So Lions by 6, a minute and a half into this final term at Brighton Homes Arena. Andrew takes the mark at half back on the outer side. Cut it off to Anderson. And he sends it down the line.
I wonder how Damien Hardwick is feeling at the moment. First quarter looked like the grand final preview. We know the Lions will be good. Suns are moving the ball so well. The prime movers getting involved. Sort of flattened off a little bit since then. Intensity has lowered. We understand that from the first quarter and a half, but I think they want to be a bit sharper in this last quarter, maybe to go in with a bit more confidence after a pretty average game first up, which was a practice game. And another half where they've let the Lions back into this one and let them get on top.
And they lost their connection, I think, too, in this middle part of the game tonight. They were linking up quite nicely in the first quarter when it was all guns blazing, and even early in the second as Cameron will deliver it inside 50 for Gallup. It was on a platter. He'll line up directly in front without his boot on.
Lost his horseshoe. Tough to Gallup without one of them. I saw him running. He actually had it in his hand and he thought, well, I'm half a chance to get on the end of this, and he threw the shoe away, made position inside 50. Now he's just going to slide it back on.
He's been allowed to put it back on. Wasn't there a player last year that wasn't allowed to put a boot on?
That was Cinderella. Ball. Lost it.
Jeez, tell you what, the Gold Coast Suns have faded out of the game. Adam Cooney has just come to life after half-time.
Yep. I'm about to turn into a pumpkin myself. I'm half a pumpkin already, aren't I?
Any further update on your son?
Well, he's about
long-lost son, but...
he's just, I don't even know why he messaged me. I said, what are you up to? He said, I'm just about to go to bed. All right, see ya.
Must know he's tuning into his old man. Gallup puts it through the middle after finally tying his shoelaces to get his second goal of the night. Lions out to a 12-point lead. 4 minutes into the final term. We spoke about the Suns this thing, Coons. From a Lions perspective, it's what you kind of expected to see from them tonight. They still look well drilled. They look like the team that took the Premiership Cup home last year.
Yeah, well, they've opened them up from quarter time with their ball movement again. Perfect example of that. Just taking it off the line, using the angles, getting their high half forwards up the ground and being those link options through the middle of the ground. Gallup, his second for the night. Just so many options they had inside 50 because they just opened the game up. We know they're a very good ball movement side. They shift defences, they move the footy, they can go fast and they can go into that slow, controlled play. So they've got those two elements of their game that they like to use at times, and they do it really well. Better than every other side in the competition. That's why they've won the last two flags.
Bailey put it to left half forward. Collins came out, picked it up. Cameron shut him down, won the free kick. Puts it into the pocket, and McCarthy with speed.
How good was the kick?
Well, I'll tell you what, the mark was pretty good for the ground that he made up, Lincoln McCarthy.
Still got some speed in those legs. Lincoln McCarthy and sticky hands as well.
He's bewildered himself there too.
He looked down and thought, oh, jeez, I marked it. I got it. Good night for him, though.
It'll be fascinating where he fits in the puzzle. As he comes in, pulls it through, lines out to an 18-point lead. McCarthy has his second. And the reason I flagged that with you, Coons, is because he's just one of those that, again, is on the fringe, courtesy of a long injury layoff. Young players stepping up, taking his role in the team. But as he has proven tonight, and yeah, okay, it's only a practice match, but he's proven that he's still more than capable.
Yeah, he's bobbed up tonight. I mean, he's been a bit sloppy with some of his disposal, which is to be expected, the layoff that he's had. But for a small forward, playing majority of the game inside 50, to have 16 and 2 goals is a very strong performance. And I'd say that he's done enough to lock in a spot.
So 15,898 plays 12,880. All thanks to Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts. Back in the middle, finally we get to see big Ned Moyle. Wins the tap down, Suns the clearance. Inside 50, but an intercept mark to Kitty Coleman.
Yeah, another average kick by Christian Petrarca. It's a couple of times where he's been running, distributing inside 50 and just missing targets with no pressure around him. It's an element of his game that he would like to improve. Just kicking at 45% tonight.
Lions played around with it for a bit at half-back and then turned it over on the broadcast wing. Moore went inboard. Anderson, she's just missed the intended target, which I think was Ugle-Hagan.
Yeah, I think it slipped through his hands in the end. He got to it.
Revell to Joyce. Clearing kick out of defensive 50 for the Lions. Goes down the throw to Collins for the Suns. He gives it off to his skipper Anderson, who's on the edge of the centre square, favouring the outer side.
He's had a pretty quiet half after quarter time, so I think he might bring this one to life in the last quarter, Noah.
Yeah, long kick inside 50, cut off by Wilmot.
No idea where he was kicking that.
Oh, you are sizzling.
It was just a poor option, wasn't it? He's kicked it a bit average tonight as well, Noah Anderson. The mids haven't been as precise as usual.
Ball slipped through the grass on the outer wing. Noble getting back first to mop up. Got a bit extra red on that white jumper now, courtesy of the blood that he had in that third term. Graham sends it up to left half forward for the Suns. Oh, young Zeke Ewell copped it heavily from Bruce Reville, who gathers and sends the ball towards right half forward for the Lions, who are out. Little toe poke kick, no good. Well, he actually was good because Lyman was able to gather it. Here's Charlie Cameron, sells a bit of candy across his body, through for his seconds.
Ooh, I think that it just doesn't work, does it? No, it's not right.
This is different.
What's it? He's got a playlist.
This is Minogue, isn't it?
Yep.
I know that one.
So Will Graham, unfortunately, he's going to buy Zeke Ewell a note latte after that, because he just sat the ball up onto his head, and poor little Zeke had to go back with the flight, and Bruce Reville came steaming through, put the knee into his back and won the footy, and it cost them a goal and a corky to his teammate. So he'd be feeling a bit flat at the moment, Will Graham. Go and say sorry.
The margin out to 24 points in favour of Brisbane. It's the highest margin for the match. A few of the injured Lion stars watch on from the balcony.
Eric and Oscar, big key forwards.
So Oscar should be available for next week, but Eric Hipwood's going to be on the sidelines for a little bit longer.
Our man Luke Lloyd.
Yeah, it looked like he was in the polo.
He's gone back up and sat in the stands with the lads.
And in a moon boot.
He hasn't even stayed on the pine.
No.
Yeah, he's got the moon boot on and leg up on a chair. So, yeah, we're hoping it's an ankle injury. He hobbled off, was in the arms of trainers, couldn't put any pressure on it really. So, hoping it's on the lower end and just a tweaked ankle that he won't miss too much footy.
And the other one I've been keen to get a bit more information on is McCluggage. As the ball goes inside 50 for the Suns, there's some collateral damage there too from that contest. The fend-off did not work, and Tuke Miller is going to not get rewarded. What was that for?
Too high tackle. Ducked down and tried to fend off. Surely you have to reward the tackler in that situation.
That was Bailey, short to Cameron.
Oh, that is holding the ball every day of the week from Tuke Miller. It's a pretty average kick.
And Ben King was rubbing his head after that contact too, so there'll be a few little nervous moments for a couple of players coming out of tonight's match. McKenna takes it on the half volley from 50 out, puts it up towards the top of the square. Loman takes the mark. And he'll go back for his second directly in front from the top of the goal square.
It's about that time, isn't it, where you look at a couple of your big dogs, maybe put them on ice. Wouldn't mind a little Baileys on ice.
Moment comes. Not sure what was funnier then, the zinger or the little laugh that you put on to the end of it?
That wasn't me, that was someone in the crowd. Just enjoying my work.
In all seriousness though, Hugh McCluggage with that strapped calf disappeared during the third quarter. You'd hope that it's only a corky or something like that.
Well, he didn't look too sore, did he? So I think he'll be okay. Lohmann's just had a few moments tonight. Hasn't been the most consistent game from him. 11, a few inside 50s and a couple of goals, but he'll be okay. He'll be playing round one. Nothing to report on the socials here with an injury to McCluggage. So unless I spelled his name wrong.
Last Siri again.
Hey Siri, what's wrong with Hugh McCluggage? Is he all right? He's got a bit of patina. Settle down, doll. We'll talk on the way home.
Ball to the top of the 50 again for the Brisbane Lions. Just being pushed forward scrappily at the moment. Close he comes in to collect and he's claimed by Lohmann. Spilt free to Farah. Clears defensive 50 with his kick to Lombard.
That was nice. Farah working his way through the crowd. Tight confines out of defensive 50. Outside of the boot to Lombard. Now they're on the counter.
Yeah, Lombard's kick was nice too to Petrarca, who will feed it to Miller.
His kick not so good.
No, that was the worst of the lot, although Walter was able to make something out of nothing. Across the face though, marked just inside the line by Lockie Goulburn.
Did you look down at your team sheet then?
No, I knew.
Good pickup by you. Lockie Goulburn.
Put in the work here.
Nice. Get up early, do the work.
I'm glad the computer screen was obscuring your view.
Nice. Thanks, Kane.
Goes across the face of goal, doesn't register as a score. Well, in fact, did register as a score. I thought it went out on the 4- score for Goulburn. 29 points the margin in favour of the Lions.
Keeps kicking like that, he'll be back playing in the Goulburn Valley.
That wasn't.
Sorry. It's late. Come on.
You've got excited.
Mum's upset.
Bit overconfident.
Yeah. Back in your box, Adam.
Yep. Just wait for the right moment.
Thanks for the advice.
No, you're good at kicking it out on the full.
With on-air advice, yes, that's true. The best in the AFL at it.
It is. Was it 5?
5.
Bailey gives the hair. Oh, a shocking attempt at the kick from Tunstall. All over the boundary line and out of play.
Jason.
No. Yeah, no, I got a little belly laugh.
Oh, Jimmy Tunstall, eh? Where's he from, Jim?
East Perth. Boundary throw in Neil. Picks it up to Levi Ashcroft. He is too. Goes to left half forward. What, you think I'm just going to blurt out names?
Went to Bunbury Grammar.
And our man's taking it again. Zakastelsky, centre wing broadcast side.
Hang on, he's played 12 games, Jimmy.
Good to see you've done your prep, Coach.
Not just the year I finished school, Coxie.
As the Suns are able to get it off half-back, straight up the corridor. Ugelhagen dropped the mark. Wilmot able to pick it up. Fired the handball out wide. Zakastelsky.
Oh, got one from Walter.
Not too happy about it either. A bit grimace is out wide now. Marshall flicks it back to Fletcher. Short to Wilmot. Defensive side of the outer wing.
Would you say the sting's gone out of this one, Coxie?
It went out about halfway through the second quarter, I think.
This is why I'm losing interest. Have a look at the replay from Jed Walter on your man. You've liked his work tonight.
He minded it. Oh, another heavy collision, and I think it was our man in the sandwich again. Zakastelsky.
Got the orange boots on. It's getting noticed.
Lions to left half forward. Bailey.
This is going home.
Yep. And no, it hasn't. Went through the neighbours' back fence. Not a score.
He's had some opportunities, though, Zach Bailey. He's having a look at this. Oh!
He might be in a bit of trouble there, Jed Walter.
Jed Walter's come through after Zakastowski has distributed the ball, and the shoulders made contact with the jaw. He did get up, but he was pretty unhappy, and the AFL don't like the aesthetics of that. I wouldn't be surprised if that is 1 week.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Which is disappointing because he was going to play opening round, whatever they call it, round zero, ground zero.
And if you think to our earlier conversation tonight about Mac Andrew, I'm not trying to clump the incidents together, but it's those little moments of ill discipline that we saw a couple of times last year let the Suns down.
Yeah. Just unnecessary, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like 8 minutes to go.
You don't need to do it.
Leading into the first round of the year, just don't need to do that.
Humphrey inside 50 for the Suns. Ugle-Hagan, 2 bites of the cherry, couldn't complete it. Gardner shut down by Long, scooped up by Humphrey, looks around, see what's available, and then puts it to the other side of the ground where there was no one there.
Well, he kicked it behind him, Humphrey.
Jeffrey able to pick it up and sends it home for a goal. First goal this final term for the Gold Coast Suns to reduce the margin back to 24 points at the 18-minute mark of the final term.
Just like to see Humphrey kick the goal there. He was out, saw the face of goal open, kicked it around the body, almost actually went behind him, but saw a player at the corner of his eye. Jeffrey's a smooth mover. Kick off one step. That's a brilliant finish. Good enough just to compose himself. Plays in that tough position where you're not going to get a lot of opportunity and you have to make the most of them. Joel Jeffrey, 12 disposals tonight, 250 metres gained, and that's his first goal.
And I want to do some digging as to why he's running around in the 16 and not the 40 that's indicated on all our material.
Yeah, maybe they didn't make the 40 in white.
That's true. It's a very odd jumper they're wearing.
Yeah, no, I don't want to see this again. Let's sell these ones off. Let's make some money for charity and bury them.
Bring back the pink. The pink should be their alternative jumper.
Yeah, I'm happy with the pink.
Don't fluff around with that gold and blue rubbish that we saw last year. Humphrey's taking the mark inside 50 for the Suns.
Yeah, there's definitely already a team that wears those colours.
Yeah, I think there might be.
And there's a team that wears these colours as well. So just... Well, it's a copycat league, we understand that, but don't copy the colours of the uniforms. Gold Coast, come on.
And similar styles too.
Yeah, you've got your own that you've worked on over the last few years. Stick with them.
As Humphrey comes in, slightly worse than a 45-degree angle, will kick from just inside the 50 at right half forward.
Yeah.
And hit the post. Did you
Called
say
it early?
You did.
Called it early. Thought it was just going to curve around perfectly. But I went the early crow, and I apologise. I ventured into territory that wasn't my own.
You did.
And I'll never do it again, I'm sorry.
That's why I should have done it this quarter, though.
I'm getting bored. Might do some play-by-play in a minute if you're not careful.
Sounds like your
Leave
son
you out of a job.
Sounds like your son got bored tonight, too. Ball to the top of the square. And there'll be is it a free kick? Yeah, front on contact to go the way of Brisbane. It'll be your man, Jimmy Tunstall.
JT.
Some nice hair on.
Yeah, he's got a real sort of Monday to Friday accountancy firm look about him.
He curls that through, and that's disappeared over the hill and out onto the train line. I think it's not too far away from Brighton Homes Arena. Oh no, and left it smack banging for kids on the hill who think it's the big bash and they can run away with the ball.
Where's their parents, honestly? Kids running amok out there. Dad's probably at the bar. No idea what's happening.
Or commentating in an AFL game. And
yeah, mum's at Ed Sheeran down in Melbourne.
Margin back out to 29 points.
Blink 182. I think they're just playing random songs at this point, Coxie. I don't think they're assigned to.
No,
Jimmy Tunstall doesn't look like a Blink 182 guy.
no, far from it. He also looks too young to be a...
Yeah. He's a K-pop fan, I think.
29 points in favour of Brisbane. Levi Ashcroft tried to push it forward. Cut off by Zeke Hewland. Gives it to Rioli. Fires the handball inboard. Davies back to Zeke Hewland. Is eventually able to strip the tackle that was applied and send the ball down the line.
So a couple of times he's broken free from tackles tonight. So he's only young, but he's got some strength through the hips.
Hewland's kick came straight back to him. Had to retreat to Rioli, who's swatted up Bodie Hewland. Attacking side of the centre circles. Now goes to right half forward. Little misjudged kick looking for Closey. Backed up though by Lombard. Got the 1-2 from Humphrey. Sells a bit of candy. Decides that he'll go for home and he slots it. That's goal number 2 for Lombard tonight. Margin back to 23 points.
He got some dancing feet, Leonardo. He's hard to tackle. He's hard to pin down. A few times tonight we've seen him get through a few and get around a couple. Took Bruce on, got around him, took Berry on, squeezed him out of juice, and then beautiful finish for a couple tonight. I like the look of him.
And when you think of Ben Ainsworth, he's gone now for the Gold Coast Suns. There's an opportunity inside 50.
Yep. 4 games. Just the 1 goal so far in his career.
Debuted in round 16 last year as Moyle gets claimed.
Yep, it was a 2-10 game.
It was Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday
Can't quite remember.
17 degrees.
Only 17. Ball left half forward for Cameron. It's knocked over the line. And, look what's back. Insufficient intent. Makes a rare appearance, I think it'll be, for 2026. An awkward one for McLaughlin, juggling it almost with a scissor kick mid-air.
Shaved the sideburns. Fresh for this one, McLaughlin.
That's an interesting cut.
Got the advice from Charles Montgomery Burns. Leave those sideburns, Matty. Oh, someone has just been ironed out. Curtin.
So that's Farah on Curtin, I think.
That might be Curtin for the night.
He's not in a good way, Curtin.
I think he's just winded. That might have just knocked the wind right out of him. Both players contesting the ball. Pretty sure, is it Jeffrey?
I think it was Farah.
Oh, yeah, Jeffrey just around. It was Farah. Yeah, he's had his eyes on the footy, though, so he should be fine. Yeah, it didn't take his eyes off the ball. Just 2 players making contact there. You happy with that, Coxie?
Yeah, and I think
see anything too untoward there.
The other positive thing that Farah did, as gruesome as it looked at the time, but he actually turned his back to prevent heavier contact. So the duty of care is there.
Yeah, he's turned his back, ball was in the air. He actually contacted the ball first, never took his eyes off it. I reckon that he played that pretty well, and he's going to get a free kick given against him for it.
So what would that have been for?
No idea, maybe because
It's not front-on contact, it's not...
I don't know. He got to the ball first. I'm not sure what else he could have done in that situation. I don't know why it was a free kick.
You can't give a sympathy free kick just because a bloke's injured.
Just because a guy got injured. No, I disagree with that call.
So Curtin comes in, just inside 50, left half forward, and he's just hooked it too much to the left.
Breeze is picked up. Close the windows. Coxie, it's getting cold.
Sorry. I'll pump the heater up in here too. So minor score sees the margin at 23 points in favour of the Lions. As the Suns have worked it quickly inside attacking 50. Long tried to give it to Ugelhagen, who lost control of it, and then Curtin's bumped in. Off hands, Goulburn, snapping ball, goes through for another minor score.
Yeah, fumble there from Jamar. Goal gone begging. I don't think he's done enough yet. I want to see him play a few more weeks before he gets that touch and feel, starts clunking those marks, and he's been fumbly. He's missed some opportunities, which might take him another 2 or 3 weeks before we see the best of Jamara.
As the Lions quickly transition it back to their left half forward region. A little toe poke from Dunkley inside 50, looking for Tunstall, and he'll get the free kick for a push in the back.
And it hasn't been Ben King's biggest evening at the office either, to be fair. Walter's done some good things, but he might miss the opening round with that hit. Maybe if he does, it opens the door for Jamara to play. But his touch has been a bit off, just a bit fumbly at times, so that'll come.
They've got Holman to come back in, potentially as well. He was not out there tonight as Tunstall comes in and he's hooked it to the left again. So another minor score for Brisbane, back to 24 points. The Suns working up the corridor and turn it over immediately. Lockie Neal is still out there.
I'm not sure why. Maybe he wants to get to 30 before he goes off, so this will be 28 for him.
As he pops it up inside 50, searching for Levi Ashcroft, who is cut off illegally according to the umpire. And now some dissent has also been given, so a 50-metre penalty will go the way of Brisbane. And yet again, it's a small thing, but it's a theme, almost a trend. The ill discipline from the Gold Coast Suns.
Yeah, they've given away a few tonight. A lot of them just so unnecessary as well. Mac Andrews been hot-headed, giving away a couple of silly ones.
And now there's no one manning the mark.
They've walked off, so yeah.
Again, I know
just dribbles it through.
It doesn't mean anything in a pre-season match. But if you're trying to ingrain good habits for a team that went on a great run last year, you don't want to be entering the season lacklustre and ill-disciplined like that.
Well, the small things matter in this league, and you've got to get everything right, or else you've got to get everything right. You've got to have your best players available, and you've got to have a bit of luck to win the whole thing. And I mean, 2 or 3 50-metre penalties might not seem much in a pre-season game, but you know, when you're hot-headed and it's in the cut and thrust and you're halfway through a last quarter and the pressure is as high as you've ever seen it, they're the cracks that will appear. So you've got to sort it out, because it could be their undoing. They've got a heap of talent, they coach really well, but they've given away too many stupid free kicks tonight. 28 to 20 free kicks, and it'll be 4 50-metre penalties at least.
They've won the clearance here, the Suns. Closey takes the mark on the broadcast wing. They trail by 30 points after Levi Ashcroft's second goal of the night. Inside 50, Moyle flew, couldn't bring it in. Long got it out. But as far as Zakastelsky, who continued to push it forward. Now Wilmot's been cleaned up. And the wind's been knocked out of his sails. I don't think anything more than that, hopefully. He's still down, though, trying to gather his breath.
It's not ideal. Again, with 2 minutes to go, even making that contact, like, what's to be gained out of it? Wilmot's stretching for the footy and then misses it, and it's just his...
Farah.
It's Farah, again, who's put a big bump on Wilmot. Like, the ball's gone past him. Farah's chosen to bump. Like, if that hits him anywhere near high, or he hits his head on the ground, then he's missing 3 weeks at the minimum with that, because he's chosen to bump. He's very lucky that he's hit him right up the middle, and Wilmot has hit his head on the ground. So, I mean, if he has concussion, he's in trouble. But hopefully he doesn't. I know he's taking the wind out of him, but gee, you're playing with fire there.
Well, the other thing that'd be in jeopardy, which is slightly more trivial, is his continuous streak. Darcy Wilmot, he's played every game since, what was it, a semi-final, qualifying final?
Yeah, qualifying final Friday night. no idea. Telling the story.
Willie got tagged down by Curtin. Turnover. Levi Ashcroft tried to set sail from 50 out. Goes through for a minor score.
How about the chase of the 200-centimetre ruckman? Curtin dragging Rioli down with a minute to go. A minute and a half.
One kick from the Suns to bring the ball back into play. Neal and Dunkley combining, though, for the turnover. Wilmot back on his feet. Sends the kick inside 50 for Brisbane. Curtin jumped early. Gallop from behind, knocked it in the path of Levi Ashcroft. His kick smothered. And spurts out now for Jeffrey. Gives it off to Zeke Hewland, who just dribbles it along the boundary line. A little too cute. McCarthy on hands and knees, fed it out to Dunkley, fed it back to Levi Ashcroft, who sent it inside 50. Farrett juggling, didn't complete the mark. Play on the call. Suns feed it around by hand. Jeffrey, Davies, Andrew, centre half back. Into the middle for Humphrey. Back to Davies, puts it out towards right half forward. And a big fist applied by Berry to send it back towards the broadcast wing for the Brisbane Lions. Tunstall turns through traffic, still going. Socketed it forward, then tried to lunge on it to trap it in. Closely, though, awake to it. Got the handball to Oscar Adams. Fed the handball to Davies, who now releases Lombard, who puts it up inside 50 for Ben Long to take the mark. Wants an option inside 50, elected to go with the handball back to Lombard. Standing start, 45 out. I think he's done enough. Brilliant goal from Lombard. Up against the boundary line, 45 out, and he's got his third.
That is the best goal I've seen in February for a while. Tucked into the pocket, the wind was floating across. He's kicked it check side across the body, deep in that right pocket. Curled it around perfectly. What I like the most is that he just didn't even look inside. He knew, there's 10 seconds to go. May as well have a ping. That's his third for the evening as well.
Yep.
And I like him as a player. He's done some really good things.
The other thing that impressed me there was that his work rate down the wing.
Yep. Second, and then pushed hard inside 50 to be another option. So, running the game out.
So, the game will conclude. Brisbane win by 25 points. 19-12-126, defeating the Gold Coast Suns 15-11-101. They trailed by 11 points at quarter time, led by a point at half time, 5 points at three-quarter time, and have run out 25-point victors as they now look towards their opening round matchup against the Western Bulldogs on Saturday night. The Gold Coast Suns, they'll turn their attention to Geelong for Friday night at People First Stadium for their opening round matchup. Adam Cooney lacked a bit in the second half.
Yeah, it did.
But in saying that, what impressed you the most across the four quarters for both teams?
Well, I'll start with the winners, the Suns, and they were blasted in the first sort of 10 to 15 minutes. Gold Coast Suns, they might have got a stern talking to after their lackluster first practice match, and they were on fire in the first quarter. 10 inside 50s to 3 in the first 15 minutes of the game, but good sides don't panic. They didn't. The big dogs got moving. Zach Bailey in the second quarter was the one who turned the game back into the Lions' favour. Had a huge second term. He finished with 25 and had 5 shots at goal, so we know how good he is. In the second quarter alone, he had 10 disposals, 5 score involvements, and the 3 shots at goal. So he was good. Logan Morris was terrific again. Completely ragdolled Mac Andrew at times. Kicked 3 goals alone in the second quarter. Finished with 4 for the day. He had a good match, but it was a bit of a grind from quarter time, but the Lions shut down the Suns' ball movement. They looked really strong and slick in the first quarter. It was going from deep in defence to inside 50 time and time again. They were spreading the field, and Brisbane just shut that down after quarter time and put the reverse Uno card on them, and were able to move the ball pretty slickly at times and look pretty good with ball in hand. So polished performance after quarter time from Brisbane, and I think the Suns have got a bit of work to do. That's 2 weeks now where they've been a bit flat. The first quarter it looked like they were back, and that was a side that was going to go a long way this year. They would want to play that brand of footy that they did in the first quarter for 4 quarters. If they do, they beat most teams. So, but after quarter time, Anderson was pretty quiet. Petrarca didn't use the ball particularly well. King was barely sided. Hugo Hagan couldn't get his hands on it, and he was spilling everything. Mac Andrew had a horror evening. Outside of that, they had some good things from Davies, who I thought was all right. Plenty of run from Rioli and Noble as usual. Bodie Ulam was good. Zeke Ulam was good. I reckon there's a little bit of work to do before they get to their best, the Suns.
Yeah, they're not quite question marks, but they're queries. And
we know how good their best is and how they can play that high-octane footy, and we saw it tonight, but, gee, we didn't see it for anywhere near long enough.
Well, and even when you think back to 2025 for them, consistency was an issue at stages of last year, and closing the gap between turning up one week and putting in an outstanding performance to crawling across the line another week to not winning games that they should win.
Yeah, and that's a sign of an immature group that's not quite there. We thought, a big summer and a couple of additions may be the icing on the cake, and a lot of hard work, obviously. So Petrarca's had his 24 tonight, but 9 clearances, which is a real positive. But was he a game breaker? Not really, no. Walter looks like he's ready to take the next step. King will obviously get a lot better. Hugo Hagan is a bit off. We don't know what Reid is doing. I think Walter might get suspended. I've just got a feeling that they'll give him a week, which will probably allow Jamara to keep his spot and to earn his spot for the opening game. So I'm just going to say that they're building the Gold Coast Suns. I haven't been impressed. I've been really impressed with their pre-season and what I've seen. I haven't been impressed with their pre-season form in terms of games in the last couple of weeks. So if they turn it on, let's hope they do. They're a pretty good side to watch, and they're a pretty hard side to beat. But if they play like they have in this last couple of weeks, then they'll get done in a couple of weeks by the Dogs.
And I think the biggest thing, if you're Damien Hardwick, and you'd be far better to speak of this experience, but seeing how the last 2 weeks have unfolded, seeing the mistakes, the ill-discipline, the errors that were made tonight, you don't want that seeping into your season. No. You want to put a full stop on that now, because otherwise, as you alluded to during the coverage tonight, you do that in a high-pressured situation come September, it could cost you dearly.
And it will. It'll come back to bite them in the backside. So get on top of that, get your hotheads, get them the help that they need, the support that they need. So in those moments, they know what to do. They are cool in a crisis. The best teams don't panic under pressure, and it looks like at times when it gets difficult, there's still a number of players in this Suns lineup that get frustrated too easily. And you mentioned it tonight. Tempers were flaring at times, and there was a bit of niggle and a bit of lip involved. Well, opposition teams, they go to work on players, and they know how to exploit them, and the players that you can say things to get in their head, and the players that you leave alone. So there's a few at the Gold Coast Suns, I reckon they're pretty easy to ruffle their feathers and put them off their game. We saw that tonight. I'm just trying to find the 50-metre count here, but they lost free kick. It would have been 4. At least 4 50-metre penalties against the Suns, which cost them 3 goals on the line. Out of that 4.
It's those things that leave you disappointed and with a slightly bitter taste in your mouth coming out of what, as you said, was a largely positive start. It looked as though that they'd put last week to bed and it didn't matter, which match simulations often don't account for a great deal, but considering how lacklustre they were against the St Kilda outfit. They went down by 71 points. They did come out with a spark tonight, but sadly that was quelled for them. And for Brisbane, they just continue to roll on. That's the one observation that I'll make about Brisbane. They don't look like they've dropped off in any capacity, and if anything tonight proves that there are players on the fringe of this team that are willing to get in, fight tooth and nail for a spot.
Yep, spot on. I mean, they're not at full strength by any stretch. Look at their spine alone. Their best rucks out, their best fullbacks out, their best two key forwards are out. So, I mean, you put them in, it straightens them up a hell of a lot as well.
No Cam Rayner tonight either.
Yes.
He was sore, according to the club.
Okay.
And didn't play last week, didn't play this week. They say he's on track for opening round, but that's another component that was missing out there tonight.
I mean, Bruce Revell, big tick. He plays. Your man, Zakostelski, tried his guts out. He's an undersized ruck. They don't have their big boys in there. Jared Witts is a big guy, and you're not going to get around you. But I thought his work around the ground was pretty solid. So he did some good things. Link McCarthy, I reckon he did enough to cement his spot back in the side. You mentioned there's a couple that have opened up with Starcevic out. So plenty to like for the Brisbane Lions. Look out.
Absolutely. Unmissable moment for Drinkwise. You won't miss a moment for Drinkwise. I think Lombard's
I like the goal in the last 10 seconds from Leonardo Lombardo.
That can take the cake there. Brisbane by 25 points earlier today. Sydney by 38. Community Series action returns tomorrow afternoon here on AFL Nation. Melbourne and Richmond from Mars Stadium. Adam Cooney will be part of that one for you tomorrow afternoon. And then I'll be back tomorrow night for the Dogs and the Hawks at Whitten Oval. So looking forward to that coverage as it continues here, the Community Series on AFL Nation. Tonight, though, it was the Brisbane Lions by 25, 19-12, 126, defeating the Suns 15-11, 101. Thank you, Coons.
Good work, Coxie.
This is the 2026 AFL Community Series on AFL Nation. Thanks to Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts.